Hello there, welcome to the first ever audio commentary that, this is actually something that we're making that hasn't even been requested, but it's something I want to do because it's cool. The first film we're targeting is Star Wars The Last Jedi as a sort of celebration of it being just over a year since, my first video came out, which we were going to release this on the day, but we decided that since I've had a few months of not actually releasing anything, that it's better if I give you guys an actual video, a full video, and then release this after as a sort of little New Year's treat. I don't even know exactly what day it's coming out, but that would be the point. But yes, the movie we have is 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 51 seconds, and we will sync together on Go, and then you guys can, watch the movie with us as we comment on it. My partner in crime today is Alex. Say hello.
Hello there.
Why would you want to use Star Wars nerd referencing Obi-Wan?
I'm in the spirit, fuck off.
But yeah, you good to go?
Yep, I'm good.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. I still remember asking you to go and see this in the cinema, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I was putting this off not because like I had like the foresight. It was more I just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's gonna come out, and yeah, like we'll catch it eventually. Like, because we when we go to see the films anyway, we like to go, well, normally like a day or two after, or a week after, so the crowd's a bit dead, or deader in it.
Yeah, which was, funnily enough, with Solo, it was like a zombie crowd of...
There's like 7 people in total, not included us, and that was like opening day.
It's really bad. But yeah, by the way, remember, this film takes place at most like a day after the previous one, so the title crawl is almost pointless. It's like, yeah, First Order raids, it destroyed the Republic, which you saw the results of that because it was halfway through the first film.
Yeah.
General Leia is the only person left, apparently, in the galaxy that's going to fight them for some reason. It's like, okay. Look, it's just... Oh, it's such a rushed mess. And it's like, I don't even know what I would recommend for actual, like, a title crawl in this scenario, because you've got nothing to even tell the audience. You wouldn't even need this, and we'd be able to understand what's happening.
I just know what's lying in wait now, because for reference, this is my second only time of watching this film.
And this is something I think even Plinkett got wrong. A lot of people said that it makes no sense that the First Order just find the rebels, or the Resistance even. They found them in the previous film, they're on the same planet. They just, the logical thing happens is that the First Order were going to destroy them with their giant laser. The giant laser was destroyed, so now they're just sending Star Destroyers, so... Funnily enough, for me, that was more of a, like, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Because if they didn't do this, I would be like, why the hell haven't the First Order just shown up immediately?
Well, again, yeah, because because it's only a day past, obviously they haven't had, time to rebuild one yet. They've not had the inevitable turn of the weapon, I guess.
Here we got, just jumping right in. There they are, arriving. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah, these Star Destroyers mysteriously missing from The Force Awakens. Or at least you see one, and then we got the Dreadnought as well, which is like, wait, what is that? It's just like, oh, it's just the best ship in the fucking universe, apparently. And we have our comedic Hux. Did you know that Rian Johnson's comments on this was just, I don't know, I thought Hux was funny, so I'm making him funny. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the standard. He's the Jar Jar Binks of the new sequels.
Well, it's funny because we said, like, as a collective almost, for a lot of people, it's like Rose Tico easily the worst character in Star Wars. And then we saw Solo, and it was like, shit, man. L3 is it's competition already. Poor Jar Jar, he's been knocked right off the leaderboard.
Yeah, here we go. I think this is like around about the first moment of something that was coming back, well, something bad was happening.
It's just like, why wouldn't they immediately shoot him when their only goal is to destroy the Resistance and they're right in front of them, and they can destroy them if they just fire the cannons? And it's like, oh, because Hux is dumb and he wants to talk to Poe for some reason, to tell Poe, by the way, that there's absolutely no chance of negotiation.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, film? And of course, to deliver a joke, which was supposed to apparently be a signal to the audience that this film will not be strictly drama, we're gonna have some comedy. And it's like, what? Oh, okay.
There's a fucking biohazard sign.
We just didn't know. I like the I didn't want to forget that there was that weird atmosphere of everyone should see the film more than once before giving their opinion on it. Like a lot of people, there was like this idea that it's like, no, you'll understand it better if you see it again. It's like, I don't fucking see this again. What do you mean? I paid to see this. No. Yeah, skinny guy, kind of pasty, and it's the kind of shit where when I was making my videos, I've got this.
Shoot him.
I've got this little thing where I pretend the same scenario but with Tarkin instead, and the reason I came up with that is because I was just like, Tarkin would not let someone say, "Oh, you're all pale and skinny and gross," because he'd just be like, "Okay, kill this guy."
You probably launch a Death Star on them.
It's this. When writing it, you wouldn't have someone say it to Tarkin. I mean, you got the foul stench line at least. But the thing is, he did destroy Leia's planet not long after that, so Tarkin gets his revenge, let's put it that way. Yeah, you got the one TIE fight, the one X-Wing can destroy every single tower on this ship. Just because he's too small and too fast, and I just find it amusing. I'm like, it's been this long and they still haven't made towers that can fucking take down an X-Wing. Are you kidding me?
It's very anime.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, don't you get it? Those towers are for enemy ships. And it's like, what, the capital ones, they can't even take out like, by design, they can't take out X-Wings. You fucking kidding me? They just pose too good, man.
Yeah, not to mention that like one shot from his X-Wing is enough to fucking blow it up. It's not even like a concentrated fire. It's just a one shot.
Yeah, and they've only now released the TIE fighters, and it's like, why aren't the TIE fighters on the enemy capital ship right now? Like, this whole space fight is a mess. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, this is the most bombastic, amazing opening for a Star Wars film. It's like, sure is.
Do your thing, ball.
It was neat going down with BB-8 there into the ship instead of it like cutting and shit. You know, that was cool. Couple of directing moments in this film that I like. I don't like this though, the fucking whack-a-mole with a motherboard. It's like, why would that be a thing?
Well, random sparks coming out as if like there's a fucking plumbing system.
Yeah, like it's the leaking pipe is what the fuck that is. And yeah, they destroy this base first when there's so many reasons that is not what you would do. One being the way better target is right there. Two being that the planet can't move. Three being that since they've left in a rush, who knows what information you can get if you storm that base down there.
Yeah, it's like if they played FTL and they just did an attack and they selected like the one part of the ship to attack and then they missed it, or they forgot to change it and they just shot out of nowhere.
Oh, that's another thing. The Dreadnought mysteriously has no shields.
Oh man, I'm sure something. Well, I know you did probably deflect rebutted it, but it's probably something to do with something in the novel.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, the Dreadnought didn't need shields because it was too powerful anyway.
Something in the book explained it. The CEO who was like in charge of that, like fucking like, you know, took the day off this one particular day.
Look at what is this? It's like, oh, it's funny. You're like, haha, look, the little robot like loses his shit, electrocute himself to fix this, and it's like, oh yeah, that enables Poe to do this, which leads to what is essentially one of the most dramatic moments because of how this war thing is going to turn out. And the comedy mixed with drama is so very confusing. But yeah, it's good to keep an eye on the fact that you can't see any bombers anywhere. And then Poe is like, okay, bring in the bombers. And then these are like, oh shit, fuck it, here come the bombers. And they're just here. And you're like, oh wait, what? Where the hell did these guys come from?
Yeah. Also, I don't understand, why was that guy looking like through like a thing you see in a submarine again?
Like a periscope, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, surely, why couldn't they just have camera feeds from outside?
Well, they have like holographs of the fucking fight on a lot of...
You didn't need holographs. You like just have actual camera feeds, you know?
Yeah. And look, the TIE fighters are now going against this fleet. It's like, where the hell were you guys this whole time? No, there goes Porkins.
It's not really.
No, I mean, could be. You know, could be Porkins' son. I have no idea what the genealogy is for the new ones. And look, he's like, haha, we're winning. And it's just like, I thought the reason they destroyed the towers on your stupid dreadnought was so that the bombers wouldn't be destroyed. But it's like, oh, it's just getting destroyed anyway. Because if you remember, these bombers are made of paper.
Everything's one shot, one kill, unless it's not needed for the story or important for the story. Oh, here we go, the gravity bombs.
Yeah, which is still an ongoing debate. I'm less concerned with them in terms of major issues with this film, but it is interesting how much people do talk about these.
Why don't they just have nukes?
Well, yeah, people are just like, missiles would be better. The design of these ships, they are so ready to be destroyed. In so many... I love that one TIE fighter destroys 3 of them. That's so embarrassing. Like, Jesus Christ, we need a better fucking version of these ships. Getting all dramatic now, as there's only one left, and it's clearly taking shots, but nothing's really happening.
And nobody can hit it.
Yeah, well, for no reason it's working, and it's like, why?
Again, let's go for this like World War II nautical fucking combat, isn't it? Whilst it's forgetting that it's in space.
Yeah, no, I think her pilot is still alive, but the bomber is dead, and then she's the turret.
Oh yeah, she's gotta hit the trigger.
Yeah, see, you see the pilot in there, he's still alive, but then this happens, pilot gets shot, and it blows it up, and so it's like, why the hell wasn't the pilot told to drop the payload?
Yeah, why did the pilot have the payload button?
Does he not have a button?
Oh, yes.
And yeah, they blew up the top of the ship, it did not breach its atmosphere in any way, and it also managed to not just stop them from being able to do any of this shit, really. Yeah, I know, it's like, gotta be emotional. The interesting part to this as well is the whole, Poe didn't force anybody to do anything. He just told the fleet, now's your opportunity, and they all flew in themselves. And obviously this is Paige doing what she wants to do. And yet Poe will be told as being the reason everyone died, sort of thing. It's just so inconsistent, this film, with what it's trying to tell you. There certainly is one interpretation they wanted, though, I can tell that much. And yeah, with how slow these drop, by the time the first one explodes...
Yeah, it's going to be a chain reaction up the top, isn't it?
Not if they portray it like this, though, where it's sort of... Well, I mean, it still does. She gets engulfed in flames, so yeah. And there we have it.
Such a brave sacrifice. I hardly knew thee.
Yeah, and I remember people saying, like, this is the first battle where they actually show, you know, concern for the fact that people have actually sacrificed themselves. I was like, did you see the other ones? People cared when people died. We only destroyed a dreadnought. At what cost? It's like, I don't know, it's probably a good cost considering how bad these bombers were. Lucky you actually got one to work.
Yeah.
But it all looks pretty, you can't deny that. Yeah, and all they have left now is X-Wings, A-Wings, medical frigate, transports, and that's about it. Oh shit, I forgot, yeah, we're gonna get out. See, so Hux looks concerned, like, oh no, I fucked up, and then she's like, Snoke wants to see you, and he's like, oh fuck, okay. But they can't escape anyway, so why is he concerned? And then you find out that Snoke doesn't even know about the hyperspace tracker. It's like, you'd think that's something they'd keep him abreast of. Instead, he just humiliates Hux in front of his entire crew, which, you know, again... I don't know, I guess they're going for, Vader-style stuff, even though Vader would just murder. Because there's a line from Snoke later where he's like, oh, it's good to keep idiots...
Wow. The way they introduced Snoke in the Force Awakens, and then till now, like, no, we know fuck all about him. It was all just conjecture. And then he shows up, it's like, oh cool, now we're gonna get to Snoke. And it's like, you get this scene, and like one or two more scenes, and then you see him in the throne room, and then that's it. And, well, we know where that's gonna go so shortly. Until then, we got MauLer's babbling fucking shit, and like, crap. No, I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's comedy subject. I know, yeah, whatever. It's just gonna be crap comedy.
Finn's all leaky. I was relatively, like, okay with signing off from Star Wars after The Force Awakens, because it was like, this is going to be kind of meh, but it'll be good to see because it's nice to keep up to date with Star Wars. And then it was like, oh my, and this is just like an omen for 2018 in terms of shitting on franchises, I suppose.
Oh, I know. I just remember after you watched it, you just like got hold of me on Discord or whatever. You're just like, I think I need to watch this with you because I think I need to make sure. Because you remember like our circle of friends at the time. Because bear in mind that you didn't have like a huge Discord or community like constantly again, well, back and forth with you, you know?
Yeah.
They were like, I won't name them because they should be ashamed of themselves. But a few of them said that, you know, that this film was like, yeah, it was alright, yeah, I liked it. So, oh, okay, so it's okay. And then you watched it, and I skipped out because of whatever reasons at the time. That fucking moment. But then
that middle finger to the audience.
Yeah, it was like, and then I remember after finishing it, I think we talked for another several hours about everything.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion for this one.
Just digested it, like, oh my god.
And that's the thing, I became so furious with this film. I was like, I have to make a video, even though I was more concerned, right? I was less concerned with whether or not it would do well as a video. I was more concerned with how my subscribers would take it, that I've just released a random video about a movie instead of games, because I've already done games up to that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope they don't care too much. Not to mention my my watermelon choice of background, which was confusing for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, so many questions. You still get the questions about that, like, to this day. I've seen them.
So the answer is, if anyone is still curious about that, I have no idea, well, I had no idea how copyright worked on YouTube for movies and stuff, so I knew, when I made the Soma series, I put a clip of Alien in there for something, and I got hit with a claim, and from that point on I was like, I just won't have film clips, I guess. Since then I figured out what the times are, like, you stay under 10 seconds has always been, it seems to keep me safe, so that's what I tend to do now. And then there's some editing tricks you can do, I guess, but the watermelon was just because I had no idea what to put in the background, and I figured, what if I put something dying in the background?
Go away. Oh no.
Oh god, this so bothered me. I was just like, why are you, who are you? She translates for him, and he's annoyed to see Chewie. It's like, okay.
Never brought up again. I know, deleted scene or whatever, but why did you delete it?
That's even worse, isn't it? Because if they didn't record it, you could be like, I guess they just fucking didn't do it. I don't know why not, but they actually had it and decided not to put it in.
Yeah.
When we were covering Major Lee's video, by the way, he uses that clip when commenting about Luke's journey or something, and we were just like, that's not even in the film. You can't do that. But yeah, this is supposed to explain why, because they made Hux dumb, and the obvious question is, why would a dumb person be put in charge? And so Snoke is like, but when you have dumb people in charge, there's lots you can do with them. And you're just like, oh, okay, I guess they covered that up. I don't think that pays off in any way, by the way. Like, I don't think Hux does anything.
Nah, he goes absolute ape shit on the cannons at the end of the film.
And again, look how neat this set looks. It's just like, visually, yeah, it's just that visuals don't mean shit when your script is, I don't know, what would you describe it as? Just unholy?
The script just looks kind of like Snoke. Fuck ugly.
But yeah, I still remember the video itself. I was just like, yeah, it probably will annoy people. Therefore, Tia was like, what would be a good result for the video? And I was like, probably like 1,000 views. And then he was like, what would be the best possible result? And I was like, 10,000 would be the maximum we would ever get.
Well, I remember distinctively, like, when you did upload the video and, like, you were getting, like, quite a spike in traffic, like, to say the least. Like, I remember the first two hours, so it was like a few thousand. It's like, oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that's really gone up. Oh, wow.
It's the interesting phenomenon that I was early with it, only because I had no idea that this was going to be a thing. Like, because everyone started making Last Jedi videos. I mean, I wasn't the first.
No, but yeah, you were quite early on the hit it running, you know.
It's still, of my review analysis stuff, it's probably my worst video in terms of production. And yet it's probably the one a lot of people consider the favorite, just because it's I don't know, straight from the heart, right? It's just like, I am pissed at this film.
Yeah. It definitely sticks a while, for a while, just based on the fact that people are still going on and on and on about everything to do with this film, and the arguments back and forth about the shit.
Yeah, it's no doubt. It's been an entire year, and Last Jedi is still a hot topic. There's still people releasing video essays that'll have, you know, Star Wars: The Last Jedi dash, and then something profound, like a film about peace, a film that threatens the industry, a creative disaster. You know, you just have all these things. It's just like, please watch my analysis of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, a film about themes.
The film that redefines themes.
So yeah, Kylo's still emo, angsty.
The most inconsistent character in possibly fiction, to be honest. And precisely because of that, he's like everyone's favorite. You'll have loads of content creators that are like, fucking Kylo, best character.
Yeah. Because like in The Force Awakens, he basically just meant to be a Darth Vader wannabe, and like that's the whole point of the mask and like the devotion.
And we're like, is he too far gone? Which should be a straight yes, but then Han is like, maybe not, maybe if I try, and then he dies, and you're like, oh, he's definitely evil.
Yeah, he murdered his father, and it's like, that seals the deal.
And then this whole film is like, no, he's not though. And I swear to God, if he's a good guy in episode 9, it's just gonna be so funny.
Yeah, we're gonna be spinning our fucking wheels just for like that.
We've got the bet running now, is on EFAP, where we're saying that who's going to be the most inconsistent character, but it's just nobody's allowed to pick Kylo because that's the obvious choice. That'll be definitely the answer.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, Kylo will just be completely inconsistent. So.
Yeah.
And now we get to enjoy watching Luke, you know, live his life a normal day. And then we see the scene that was kept in the film versus the ones that were removed.
Yeah, and cost a significant amount of money just to,
you know, him walking there and here, and that shot of the island, and this shot. You could have removed all of these to show him grieving for Han.
Here we go. I think this is like where I was really convinced. Oh my God, this is the danger zone.
Well, I mean, this cost, was it something like 15 million to get this all done? Because this is a practical machine effect sort of thing, puppet, that was flown in from the original set.
Ugh. That iconic shot in your videos.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, genuinely, the first reaction I ever had to that scene was, what are you trying to tell me here? Like, what is weird, is very weird. Like, the look the thing gives to Rey, it's like, ooh. Also, the thing I never covered is, so he stabs the fish, and remember, he doesn't have the Force, so what does he do then? Does he lift the whole thing all the way up? Like, or does he go down there and collect it off the thing? Seems so inefficient compared to, just hear this pitch, he has a fishing rod, and then Rey and him get to talk while he's fishing.
I'd be more like he just has a lightsaber, he just chucks it in the water and just goes. I don't know if lightsabers are waterproof.
Waterproof. Yeah, he's just depressed constantly, or just a grouch, and the audience at this point is still like, what the fuck's going on? What's Luke doing?
Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Yeah, the whispers that people thought were saying she's your cousin, I think. Or she's your niece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's
I remember that.
It's not quite that. From the actual sound engineers have confirmed what the actual language was, and it wasn't that. I can't remember what it actually is, though.
Yeah, when everyone's like, you know, the Jedi or the Force is no peace or something like that, or with the Force there's peace or something.
Something like that. And it doesn't matter anyway, because let's say these whispers actually said she is your daughter. It's up to JJ whether or not that's going to be the truth in them.
I don't think it matters. It's not going to have any real emotional weight behind it.
The funny thing is, if they actually say, you know, blah, 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 then we'll finally be like, finally, we've got an actual reason why she's powerful, but that doesn't really do anything now. Like, it's just like, meh.
Well, she still is just really boring character.
Well, I think Rey is probably one of the greatest examples of a characterless character. Like, across 3 films, assuming 9 makes the same mistakes, she'll just be this blank slate.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Especially considering how character-driven Star Wars is supposed to be. Yeah, this is like, oh my god, so much lore potential here if we could just get our hands on these books. The last of the Jedi religion, eh?
So it is a religion then?
Oh, you mean like in the universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they'd consider it that. I don't know what else they'd call it. A sect, a cult. I don't think they'd want to call it that.
The way he's talking about Rey now, I'm just like, who are you? I'm a hero for fun.
Yeah, I saw someone mention how there's 2 jokes in this little scene. He says, where are you from? She says, nowhere. And he's like, where's nowhere? She's like, Jakku goes, oh, okay, that is pretty much nowhere. And it's the kind of shit where you're like, I think Rich Evans fucking said it, where he was like, you can't have him cracking jokes at the same time as being a grouch that won't refuse to speak to you. It's like, it's confusing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone would have killed to watch Luke train her while being the Luke we expected and cracking jokes, but that's a whole different story. I can't teach you because I'm depressed. No, there's another joke. I've seen your daily routine, you're not busy. It's like, he's about to explain. I came to this island to die. That was so confusing for so many people because they were like, didn't you leave a map? But again, that whole thing is still yet to be really explained. What the hell's going on with the map? And, you know, it's good to have the characters mourning losses. I'm never going to be against that. But, like, this jumps right into her demoting Poe, right? So it's just like, okay. Seems a bit like a strange choice. And
also just having Carrie Fisher just basically sat down for the entire film.
She's standing there.
Wow.
At what cost? And it's just, there's no recognition for Poe when they catch up to them with the hyperspace thing, that if he hadn't destroyed that dreadnought, they'd all be dead. He continually does the right thing. It's really annoying.
Nah, this is the downfall of the film. The woman character telling the male character off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that according to certain critics, that's like, you know, what put us all off.
Oh, look, they got 2 BB-8s in the background that are different.
World building. Confirmed.
That's the world building you get, yeah. Like, fuck actual characters. That's Akbar, by the way, right there in that chair. It's like, oh, we sub-screen time before he gets murdered. Oh, there he is again. I just want a character to ask him whether this was a trap.
It is impossible, but somebody fixed that in the writing.
Check that out, by the way. They've hyperspace to them in a way that means, like, the Radis is heading toward them. They need to turn the ship around now. And it just blows my mind that they're unable to catch up with the Radis. It's so stupid.
Again, they're just treating this like a naval battle where the ships are, like, you know, in hot pursuit, and they don't have the capacity to jump faster than them.
We just remember one Star Destroyer houses a shit ton of TIE fighters, and we've got already, I think that they just showed like 4 plus the enormous supremacy.
Yeah.
And how many TIE fighters get released? I think it's 4. And it's the most, like, ugh. If you remember in episode 6, they're escaping the Death Star, and they run up to the wall of Star Destroyers, and then you see, like, a shit ton of TIE fighters all come in, like Lando sees them all.
Yeah, look at that, 4.
Why is it 4? Like, what? It should be a whole fleet.
I don't know what the actual number is with the Star Destroyers, but I'm sure they could, like, hold, like, you know, a couple of 100 each. 1,000 maybe.
Yeah, and they've got the Supremacy, which is bigger than, like, 12 Star Destroyers put together.
Hmm. But do you remember we were talking about it before, when we first saw this? Well, like, why did they just jump in front of them? Like, or have like half the the Empire just jump ahead of them, or the First Order? I don't give a shit what they're called anymore. But why don't they have any, like, you know, well, payload dead? Well, you know, just dropping a bunch of bombs and all this shit like that. It's like, hey, man. Oh no, Kylo's just gonna flex.
Kylo tried spinning.
He's flexing for some reason.
That was a good trick. Yeah, and he drives right up to the hangar bay and fires missiles right in there and destroys the whole thing. And it's like, what? You could do that? Oh. You guys should do this more often if this is something you could do.
I just don't see why they just don't have kamikaze droids that just fly in with, like, you know, well, nukes. It's that easy.
And this is the thing, right? So we've just seen that destruction. We're about to see the bridge get blown up, which is massive damage to these ships. And then I'm just setting it up because I know it's coming. Hux appears on Kylo's like dashboard and says, "We can't protect you if you're this far out. You need to come back." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, fine." And it's just like, yeah, I mean, you can see them right there. There's 3 TIE fighters. What's taking the rest of them so long? What the hell? They should be like a, you know, a colony of bees right now surrounding this thing.
And that trailer bait, oh, will he, won't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter, she gets ejected into space.
and again, like, I stand by what I said originally, I think they should have just killed her here.
Oh, I know. Insert Fallen Stars music. Is it Fallen Stars? I can't remember what it's called now.
I think so.
Boof.
Yeah, the other ship's
what was that, a force tickle?
Akbar, no. They didn't even seem to notice, by the way. They were all just like, eh.
No incoming missiles. Ah.
Goodbye. Lucky she wasn't splattered on the windscreen of his ship as well. Yeah, look, there he is. He's like, "Oh, we can't protect you if you're this far away." And it's like, well, why aren't there more of you? So dumb. So beyond dumb. And then just like, why can't we catch up to them? It's like, oh, we gotta wait for them to run out of fuel. It's like, whoa. And obviously people were saying that you can't just have one of these Star Destroyers light speed ahead. Even if you go like 1 unit of light speed, you'll be way too far ahead of them. And then you just go, okay, just go back 1 unit and then go forward by 1.1 units or whatever. 1.0001.
Jump 1 entire unit ahead and then turn around and fucking reverse and go after them.
That would still probably be worthwhile. Oh god, so bad.
And that infamous moment where I just couldn't handle it and I just... I think this is the part of the film broke me. This is it.
Yeah, this was definitely a breaking point. Like... It's because this seems like a joke. Like, this can't be real, right? And she starts moving, you're like, no.
A woman her age, she should be dead. And then it's like, oh, if you're gonna say the Force protected or whatever, it's just like, the Force fucking, like, airlifted her out. Like, is he doing it with it? Oh.
She's been training. Oh, jeez. Looks so bad.
No. No, stop it. I can't stop it. Oh, it's so... I don't... Yeah, this is so bullshit. The music, he just tried, like, to, like, be as, like, you know, as mesmerized as possible. It's like, no, she should be dead.
Yeah, and there you go. Finn's got his reasoning now. He's like, gotta get out of here so that Rey doesn't get herself killed coming back. And certain YouTubers are like, that means he's selfish. It's like, wow, why isn't she sleeping by the fire with Chewie? Chewie's a dick.
Yeah, it's because Chewie's eating the porgs.
Man, it'd be so annoying to get your hair from your hands all over that shit. This is all Chewie's for in this fucking movie, is to laugh with the porgs.
Porgy, yeah, just porgs in general. Yes, they are worse than Ewoks.
Oh, absolutely. They are worse. It's not even a competition. Oh, look at Luke sneaking in. And we get, I think there's 2 scenes in this film that I approve of, and this is one of them.
I can't remember what the fuck happens here.
It's just he chills out with R2-D2 for a bit. Obviously, he collects the dice as well, which will forever be forced into means something, but we don't give a shit. Yes, the dice, the dice.
Well, yeah, basically anything that ties or connects this to the original trilogy, this is probably going to be the best moment. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's this whole bit, so they even get to talk. It's just nice. Because Luke fucking breaks from his retarded, goofy-ass,
trance.
Yeah, he's Luke for a moment. You could even love the subtitles. R2-D2 beeps angrily. And then R2-D2's like, motherfucker, what are you doing? It's like the audience right now.
I wish you could make me like this film, please.
R2,
I want
try
to.
harder.
Ah, yes. Don't you feel the story's coming to a complete conclusion? I sure do.
Yeah, Leia needs your help, so that message applies. It's just like, God, we could have had such a good movie. We could have had such a good movie.
Leia needs a fucking oxygen mask right now, not fucking Luke.
Time for him to, he offers to teach her 3 lessons, if you remember, and he only gets 1 done. And the 1 lesson that he does get done is the one of, do not become a Jedi.
The Jedi Association is evil.
But yeah, there's a deleted scene for his 2nd lesson, and I think, I can't remember if I've got this in my script for one of the parts, but, somebody said, I think it was Rian Johnson, honestly, or Mark Hamill, but the 3rd lesson is something you're supposed to interpret. And it's like, what does that mean?
Well, we as the audience were meant to interpret.
Yeah, like, there is no 3rd lesson, just make it up, because we didn't have one.
Oh, right, fill in the gaps. Fix their shitty script. It's like a Bethesda game, but a movie.
Yeah. I mean, that would be The Last Jedi, the movie. You have to fix everything for the people who wrote it. But yeah, she's like, okay, so you've lost your leader, now next in line. And the way they portrayed this, I didn't know if they were trying to say that Poe might have been next in line. He was concerned about that, and then he didn't get it, and she got it instead, but man, Holdo.
Now all the ragging about Laura Dern. Was it Laura Dern? I forget her name now.
Yeah, it is Laura Dern, yeah.
Yeah.
Such an awful character. She wears a halo, for Christ's sake.
The hair, the halo, the non-military uniform. And then people say that Leia wore clothes like that when she was in the original trilogy, but she wasn't a general then or whatever.
No, she's a princess, but you have...
Yeah, she was a diplomat, but fucking, that doesn't matter either.
This is apparently an admiral.
Yeah, this whole inspiring speech.
It's unbelievable that she's an admiral and she chooses not to tell anybody her plans. It's like, what? And the plot would have been so much better if they actually did establish there was a mole on board. That would be just, you'd fix everything.
Yeah.
You got to keep the plan close to the chest, and then Poe decides that she is fucking it up, and then she thinks that by him doing that he is the mole. And I think it would have been a cool twist if Holdo was the mole the whole time.
Oh yeah, and the super obsessive who are like, oh my god, look, there's 4 women in this shot. This is deliberate. This is the downfall of Disney and Star Wars alike.
Women ruined it. It wasn't the terrible writing or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole, she's so combative, and you know his reaction right there? That was me. I was like, what? And then she's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. I'm not gonna listen to you. And so, I'm gonna bring out my super pretentious voice. Film language tells us that she is a bad guy. Like, through this, it's like, oh yeah, Poe, our hero.
Oh, I know. I remember the whole time going, is she the spy? Is she the mole?
Is she the baddies?
Yeah. And then they basically retcon her connection with Leia, like, oh, they used to be like friends when they were in high school.
Yeah, there's a novel for that.
And that's why she has purple hair or some stupid crap.
She used to dye her hair. This is the thing, people were like, it makes sense if you read the novels. Why would... What?
Oh.
Oh, the best character in the entire film. This is what I mean, this film is just all horrible.
I'm gonna avoid saying any wolf lines here, or reference it, or making any wolf references. Thankfully, I've not seen like any. I haven't watched the Shrek films recently either, so I can't make Shrek references.
I'll be calling her Shrek in episode 9, dude. Like, it'll be funny to bring it all back, bring it back around. Yeah, we sort of glossed over as well. Finn's mortal wound meant nothing.
Yeah, he just walked out and like he he had a bit of disorientation, but he was alright. Also, Finn's a war hero, but like no time's passed.
This happened yesterday.
like, do they have social media and like does it just like become a thing? Like Finn, like is the most badass fucking fighter in the Resistance or whatever they call themselves. And oh god.
And the whole like, what the hell is she doing here?
And you just add the sinister music, and you could just imagine that any second she's going to turn around and shank him.
Has she been commissioned to do this? Have they said zap anybody who tries to escape? It's like, wow, what a great resistance. if you guys even think about leaving, we will fucking capture you.
Yeah, it sounds like communism, just like kill any insurgents.
It's insane.
Why is she just waving that around like I will fucking end you if you just come near me?
The film is like, look how funny this is. She's insane.
You were leaving. You were cheating on me. We're not going out. You were.
Well, I got concerned as well, right? So she zaps him, and he wakes up on like I don't know, some kind of thing where she's
It's a trolley or something in it.
And it's just like, where are you where is she got a collection of these people like in some basement? Like,
now why the fuck do you need a lightsaber if that little thing can just do that?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty powerful, that device.
He's dead.
Imagine having the Force with it as well. Activate it and throw it at somebody.
What are you doing?
It's like, where is she? Oh, look, it's a little prison. Could you see that? There's a little guy in there as well. I wonder what his story is. But yeah, this is the hilarious breakdown where it's like, they can track us through hyperdrive, we can't do anything about that. And then she's like, fucking hyperdrives have a Class A process. And he's like, oh shit, yeah, they do. I know where those are. Okay, let's just get onto the supremacy.
Yeah, I used to be the janitor for them.
And it's just like, why is this an option that sounds relatively easy? It's like, oh yeah, we just need Maz Kanata to tell us we're a codebreaker.
By the way, Finn, yeah, how come you didn't like divulge in this information about the hyper tracker until after it became apparently a problem for everyone?
Well, it's just, you combine that with the fact that earlier they were like, they tracked us through hyperspeed. He goes, that's impossible. You sure about that, Finn?
Yeah, like, yeah, he forgot his own law. What a twat.
Finn isn't up to date on the law. I'm the guy that used to mop it. Yeah, so you got the hilarious realization that Finn mopped the supremacy, he mopped the Starkiller base, and he happened to be in the battalion that went to get Poe in the beginning of Force Awakens.
Oh yeah, man, it's all the most unlikely scenarios or coincidences all like lining up to be one character.
You know, they thought that was clever, right? When they were writing that, they were like, who would know the insides of the... Why do they have a detailed schematic of the fucking ship, by the way?
What, he just had it on his phone? Just like had like, past fond memories,
It's like, who cares if he knows, if Rose Tico knows where the fucking breaker room is? You have the schematic.
I don't want to, like rag on the world building to death, but like, why is Poe like a janitor? Like,
Finn?
Oh, Finn, rather, sorry, yeah. What, do the Star Destroyers have higher humans or stormtroopers to clean up?
Not to mention, it's like, why was he made a stormtrooper from being a janitor? Like, why would...
Yeah, like, you're meant to be like an orphan, and like that's how like they like brainwash you into becoming like these mindless killers or whatever.
They've simultaneously not explained it while throwing out tidbits instead of, like in the OT, they just didn't fucking tell us where the stormtroopers are really from. We just assume they're conscripted.
Yeah, they're drafted, conscripted, whatever you want to call it, and yeah.
And you have a couple lines here and there, like someone being like, rebel scum.
They thought they were they were on the right side of history, so
yeah. But this film is like they've been brainwashed, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, and this is so Maz Kanata needed to be in this film, but as you can tell, there is no scenario in which it would make sense for her to be here. So they just fucking Skype call her. She's in the middle of a fucking war. You're like, why?
He just got shot, and like Poe's just like nodding along with his like stupidly handsome face there. He's like, yep, you're dead now.
She's got a jetpack and everything. It's like, what is happening? And it's like union dispute, apparently is what she said. It's like, wasn't your entire cantina destroyed? What do you have another cantina, I guess? Maybe that's what the union dispute is about. How are they going to get paid if they can't continue to work in the cantina?
This is more dreaded foreshadowing than Blight Town.
This plot, right? So if Holdo, after taking over, said, okay, so there's this planet called Crait, we're going there. Yeah, that's it. And then Finn would have just ended up in prison. Well, he probably wouldn't even have left, because that would have just been the perfect plan. Then Poe wouldn't do his plan. So then we'd just be cutting back between Luke and Rey doing their thing, and watching people sit around on the ship in the A plot. Or B plot. I'm not even sure which one is supposed to be considered more important, to be honest. I guess the one that has Luke in it.
And this is going to be their first moment.
Yeah, which a lot of people like the simplicity of it, but I was always just confused how this works in terms of, do they only appear as a, like, you see everything as normal, but they're just standing or sitting inside a wall or in things, depending on if they're in the right position, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Snoke is setting this up because he's aware of Kylo's weakness, apparently. And that weakness is something that Rey would latch onto to try and want to come to him. It's like, it's pretty interesting you'd think all of that, Snoke, considering, you know, Rey's the whole, like, I want to murder Kylo. But yeah, it worked out. They fell in love. It was beautiful. Silly Kylo. Force powers wouldn't work on Rey. Just like, just no shit's given about the fact that he killed Han Solo. He's just like, hey, so what's going on? Like, how's this seeing things?
Like, who gets the build? Me? You?
Imagine Luke could have seen him. He's just like, Kylo, what are you doing here?
Oh yeah, the fucking Catholic frogs. the nuns.
Yeah, frog nuns is such a weird...
Oh.
But it's cool because it's alien. Very important that they had them. Oh yeah, Luke's explaining it now, isn't he? I think this is actually the scene where he gets to explain why he's doing what he's doing, and yeah, it's just compounding the issues again and again, how fucking wrong everything is. But again, looks nice, these sets, especially this bit now. You know, do I think it's a creative vision, or do I think that someone was hired to create a creative vision and had the money to make it look gorgeous?
Well, what's the significance in it? Because this is all new canon, isn't it? It's not following anything old, is it? So...
Because Kylo Ren is strong with the dark side of the Force. It bothers me that he does not give a shit that the Sith are taking over. It's like, you know, because his whole logic is like, what's really the difference between the Sith and Jedi anyway? It's like, motherfucker, Jedi may have been useless, you know, from his view, but they didn't go around murdering and enslaving people, at least nowhere near as badly.
Yeah, no.
And like, I like the idea of sorting this shit out once you beat them, which is the position we were in at the end of episode 6, but we've been reverted, so we need to get back there now. Yeah, and this is like typically the only joke that landed for most people, because tonally it seems to match way more than most things. And yeah, you know, that would have been in a film where they were actually having the whole teacher-student relationship.
Yeah. I can never see Luke being as kooky as Yoda.
No, which would have been the interesting part, as this is new. And I think that it would have been interesting for him to play on the fact that she has no fucking personality, and he can keep digging at that on her.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it's never even answered when he says, "Why are you here?" She never actually answers that question.
The script said I was here.
If you remember, The Force Awakens ends with her basically being like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna go and meet Luke Skywalker now." And it's like, why? Seems like the thing to do, even though the last time I was with the good guys, I wanted to just go home. God, I would way prefer this film if Leia had been the one sent here. Imagine the drama. Depressed Luke wouldn't have been able to do shit.
Yeah, this is the main thing that, that unfortunately we know is, well, is not going to be rectified in the last one. But it's just that fact that they brought all the old cast back, well, the main old cast back, and didn't have them interact with each other. They had like 1 or 2 scenes with Han and Leia, and that was it there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously Leia and Luke and vice versa ain't gonna be a fucking thing now. Oh, that's
almost like it was ceremonial.
Yeah.
They had some interesting ideas where they wanted to take it, let's just put it that way.
Well, yeah, they brought them all back but didn't use them, and now we're stuck with none of these characters that, I get this is the subjective part, but I don't find any of them interested. You know, Kylo could have been cool, Snoke could have been cool, Rey could have been cool.
They all could have been cool. I mean, Poe is still relatively neat. He's just good at what he does, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part's kind of weird. The whole, like, you saw the dark and you didn't even shy away from it. And it's like, what?
She didn't have a clue what she was doing. She just touched the fucking ground and this shit happened.
Yeah, he's like judging the crap out of her, and she's like, I have no idea what just happened. And then yeah, then he makes the comment that's in the trailer where he's like, your power, I've seen it before, referencing Kylo. It didn't scare me then, but it does now. And it's like, what do you mean it didn't scare you? Tried to kill him in his sleep. You gonna do that to Rey?
What can I say? I react like Luke every time I hear somebody pre-ordered a game, so...
And then they look at you and you're like, I'm not sorry.
You are contributing to the downfall of gaming as a whole. Why don't you stop?
God, it's like, whenever I see the scene open with this, you know, like ships chasing each other, you're just in for boredom, because it's just a reminder that nothing is happening.
I know. Do you know how I'd prefer this to be? I would just prefer this to be a Pirates of the Caribbean film and just have Johnny Depp on that ship and just him just have him wisecracking at Laura Dern.
I genuinely think that's what they missed out on. If you had them locked on the ship, I mean, hell, we're all waiting for Finn to talk about his history with the Stormtroopers. We never got that. What was Stormtrooper life like? Can we hear about? No, Porgs. Porgs are funny. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, don't forget, Phasma's not even been introduced yet, and she's going to be in and out of the film like a fucking, well, I haven't got anything funny for it, but she's going to be in. Yeah, she's just going to like go, woohoo, I'm here. Oh, I'm gone.
Alright, this is one moment I like, is just that she was interested in the rain. That was a neat little, like, as she should be, but then they counter it later when they have her swim. It's like, oh, well, fuck. So, like, first scene is I hate you. Second scene is you're a monster. Then I did super duper hate you, and then...
And this ability, because this is... Snoke is doing this, right?
Yeah.
This ability is orchestrated by Snoke purely to, like, get her to come back to them, is it?
I think he says the whole reason he did this was because Kylo's conflicted, and that would make Rey think that he could be turned, and so she would come to them. And it's like, wow, that's quite the plan.
And why is it so important to get rid of Rey when Rey's a nobody now?
Well, because she's got the Force, and that's good enough.
Is it?
Apparently, like, Snoke's got a boner for killing Jedi.
So yeah, so Rey's like, you know, what, the 1 in a million who are born with metachlorians or some stupid shit, yeah?
Well, especially this film has told us, not just this film, but the other ones, have said that apparently when the dark side rises, light rises to meet it, as in the Force generates more good guys if there's too many bad guys.
Oh no, here we go. Alright, guys, just skip 23 minutes. We have nothing to talk about for 23 minutes, just skip ahead. How long is it actually for?
I mean, you joke, but like, we literally will have to just talk about something else, because Canto Bight is just nothing.
Yeah.
There are people out there who argue like Canto Bight is one of the pivotal parts of this film, and already it's like they landed on the beach for no reason. Oh, you find out so they can get arrested later, and we can just have more boredom.
Yeah, look at all these evil capitalists just enjoying their money.
These people were functioning like this, you know, for obviously more than just one day.
Yeah.
So it was under the Republic that they were having this much prosperity.
Did you ever see the shot that this is recreating?
Yeah.
It's a cool shot. It's, you know, this is it. The whole set design and everything looks cool. Most of the film. It's just the point of it.
Like I said, I don't have a huge problem with the direction. There's a couple of bits that need work, but like more choreography and a couple of edits, but it's the writing. The writing needs help. Oh, and yeah, we needed more CGI creatures for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
You could have cut this. Just cut this and put Luke's morning scene in. Whatever the hell this is.
I think it's just really just showing off that, like, the modern use of CGI. This is the thing, man. Like, if you didn't have CGI back in the day, they would not waste their time with that kind of shot.
Fucking Cthulhu monster over there. God, that must be fun, having your drink spill whenever the fucking dudes go by. But it's funny because this was not the first film that I would have made a video for. It's just that I didn't... Because, like, easily we would have made one for Terminator Genesis, or at least I would have, like... If I was doing them now. I'm still gonna, like, retroactively do it, but, like, there's just films throughout the years that, would have been doing it, but this one was just bad enough at just the right time to make me start making videos on movies.
I think around this time you were more transitioning out of Twitch, weren't you? Like, you were doing Twitch streams, like, well, yeah, you were doing it, like, daily at one point, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, I had nearly 2.5 years of trying to make Twitch work. Which it did work, but not in a way that could generate a career.
No, it was like small donations, and like what, like on a really good day, most of the time it'd be like 200. Well, on an exceptional day, it'd be like 200 people, but most days it was like 50 and below, wasn't it, at max?
Yeah. But you know, the game analysis videos, they did well from the people who watched them. The unfortunate thing is that my videos were not algorithm friendly, I don't think. And they were always on subjects that were dead, basically. Like, the newest thing I'd covered was Resident Evil 7. That was a good, possible 2 months after it came out, which is just too late for a lot of people. Oh, there you go, payoff. And you just have to wonder, what would have happened if they hadn't parked wrong? I wonder if they would have just walked up to this guy and he would have been like, yeah, sure, I'll go and risk my life to break into what is the most powerful fucking faction on this planet just to help you guys? No. It's like, yeah, but we know Maz Kanata. It's like, I don't care. Yeah, this will explain why she can beat all those guards later. She trained for a bit against this rock.
Is that the first time the lightsaber's been ignited or activated in this film? It's like the whole hour.
Well, yeah, I mean, as you're maybe aware, like, this is the only Star Wars film that doesn't necessarily have a lightsaber clash beyond in a flashback.
Yeah.
And that's like unreliable narration anyway. Yeah, like, she's so damn good at her training, she fucks up to that degree. That amused me, but just the highlight that they could easily have died there if they were a little bit further forward. Just blood splatter.
Yeah, it looks like fuck this amount of this film.
Oh yeah, this is the bit. So he explains the reason. Oh, he just said lesson 2. Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, yeah, they're a failure. It's like, no. Yeah, what a great lesson, by the way. She doesn't even fucking agree. I like how she knows that he saved Darth Vader, and yet in the first film she's like, Luke Skywalker? I thought he was a myth.
Yeah.
It's like, clearly you know more about his life than you were leading on. Mighty Skywalker blood.
He was too emo for me.
And this is the problem right here. He's just gonna tell us the synopsis of the trilogy we didn't get to see. And it's not just a synopsis, it's fucking minuscule. He took 12 people at Kylo, started a temple, and then Kylo went evil, and that's where we are now. I want to see this movie, dude. What made this happen? And, like, they've shown clearly that they could have done it, because they just give a bit of de-aging to our OT characters. Look at all those students. Yeah, that's just never explained why Kylo would even kill them.
Yeah, like you would reject Luke and maybe burn down the temple, but he murdered everyone else, and it's like, oh, so he was evil. So Luke was right in wanting to kill him, was he?
We'll never know. It's so confusing. And he's like, I failed because I'm Luke Skywalker. It's like, I don't know what you failed for, mate. We have no information on this, really.
You kind of got shafted with it.
Yeah, so lesson 2 just got completely, like, screwed up. We have no idea where that even went. He just, like, presented an argument, and she was just like, yeah, that's bullshit. And then we don't even get a lesson 3, so 1 lesson in total that she may or may not even have listened to. And like, wow, you know, Rey's just pointing out a couple of facts has managed to shake his whole belief in this thing that he's been considering to be.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't had this conversation with himself like in like how many years. He's just kind of like.
Oh, do you like, by the way, that this thing is thrusting forward, the thrusters run out, and then it tilts upwards and falls behind? It's like momentum in space is not a thing, apparently.
I don't even want to begin arguing with like the physics and all that shit. That's just like something I'm not qualified for.
Well, the arcing shots as well. These are balls of light that they're firing at them. You know, blasts of whatever. And it's just like, why are they arcing? How is that even possible? Yep, and her crew don't even seem to know what the plan is. I just can't get over that. It's so stupid. Because you remember, she's one of the mutineers, by the way. Where are you guys? Like, they're in Casino Planet jail.
Well, we're just absolutely wasting our fucking time right now. Because the end conclusion of this whole entire side part.
They picked up BB-8 and threw him out, only for him to just roll back in. It's like, oh, good job, guys.
Yeah, it's just like, I have an invite.
God, yeah, this is where, you know, you just sort of, you're like, oh, they just gave up. They weren't really giving a shit about the writing at this point.
Well, this is the example of bad writing that it's perfect. They're just like they get arrested because they parked outside illegally. Okay, like they got overly aggressive parking violation rules. Okay, sure. But then that also, like, you know, like that led them to here. He's the guy. That's perfect.
There's a lot of things, right? It's like, oh, they happen to be in the same cell. That was lucky. It's like, oh, he happens to be able to not only break out of this jail cell, but also do the exact job they need. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, he's willing to do it for free. Oh, that was lucky.
Yeah, because didn't he backstab him or turn him in later on? That's after.
He does, but only because they're caught. So it looks to be that he was always going to be, you know, like if they weren't caught, he probably would have done the job for them and then everything would have worked out.
Yeah, he protects himself and as number, you know.
And he gets them all the way to the breaker room. Like, he does do the job. It's just the...
oh, yeah, and then the evil little black droid, like...
evil BB-8.
Yeah. And he could just done this the whole time! It's like all he needed was somebody to wake him up from his hangover.
He doesn't expect anything from them. He walked off. It's like, okay then. That's weird.
He gets over his hangover, he's just like...
Yeah, and BB-8 did that somehow. Oh god, do you remember this?
Yeah, shoots coins. Why does he have a coin loader in him?
And I like that guy is like, coins, my weakness.
It's just... What? Why did he do that? The fact that, like, his gun smoking, it's like, did the laser gun smoke? Compared to, like, you know, compared to when you're shooting, like, a traditional firearm?
Oh god, I forgot how quickly they just shovel this in your face.
Oh yeah.
They're wounded, don't you get it? This is an injustice.
And oh yeah, the little kiddies. So we're gonna cause absolute fucking havoc for these kids to like clean up the mess later on.
I'm not even sure what that button does. I don't know if that was just gonna close the door. But I always found this part just amuses me beyond belief. She's like, hey, we're the good guys. And it's like, oh, the good guys that have kept us in this position for the past 30 years.
These kids recognize that symbol.
Yeah, why would... whatever.
I thought the rebels were like dead. I thought the whole thing was over. But like, that symbol is like the bat symbol to them. Ugh, Chef Kid.
Hey, did you see that? One of the horses knocked the camera. If you can call... I don't even know what these are. Dog, cat, horse, gerbil things.
Gerbils?
I don't even get really what's happening here. They're not going to shoot them, I guess. They're just going to follow them and hope that they find them when they stop running. Oh, we get just all this carnage, and Rose is so happy about this, and just everybody on...
Yeah, she just wanted to hurt them.
and everyone on Earth is just confused.
Whilst all the little slave kiddies will have to clean this up later.
Yeah, it's just reckless destruction, and it's like, do you have any idea how any of this works? And like, what did these people do exactly? Oh yeah, they just traded up on the market. They were like, oh, if we use our ability to create weapons and sell them to the people who are running wars, we can... It's just like capitalizing on an industry. I don't know. Anyone makes weapons, but like how they use them is not the person who made the weapons' fault. Like, I guess that comes down to a whole debate about gun control then as well.
Well, there's arguments about like that in real life, you know, like why everyone constantly questions why the rest of the world gives guns to Saudi Arabia, you know. This film's just not asking those questions though. It just has these like...
Well, it's too rushed, isn't it? Everything's too rushed.
Oh, so they got a parking fine, but they did...
Yeah, they got parking tickets on this ship, but they went to jail. It's like, why would they... How would you...
They didn't tow it away or anything, they just left it.
Yeah, what even the brief things we got to say aren't even exploring this issue, like, effectively. Like, this is just so beyond quickly. Because you got the slavery thing, the animal rights thing, the capitalism thing, the dishonest generation of...
The crony capitalism that everyone's a bad guy because everyone is motivated by money and greed.
Yeah, making money off any kind of thing that involves suffering, so you'd be considered a bad guy. Yeah, and she has her line here where she says, well, no, Finn is the one that says it's worth it first. The fact that they've destroyed that place. And it's just like, Finn, what the fuck, mate?
Yeah. As a former child slave, Finn. Finn.
And then she's like, now it's worth it when you take the saddle off him? It's like, what do you think's gonna happen to that thing?
It's not gonna get rounded back up.
And yeah, just the idea that if they've been there since being captive, they need that place to survive now.
Ah, fuck whatever.
And then he just turns up with BB-8 and saves them. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Hello!
Thank the Lord. We would have been in trouble without you, my good lad. Just never ends with this movie.
Ah, there we are. That was Canto Bight, everyone. I'm glad to be back.
Oh yeah, Luke is gonna turn the force switch back on.
He's like, that bitch can make rocks move. I can make boulders move. Yes.
I like that people look at it as, you know, like either or. So like either we get this or we get the stupid Luke is OP as fuck, like anime style, jumping around, destroying everything. And it's like, I prefer this. And I'm always just sitting there like, why can't we have something in between? Why do we have to have one of those? Yet he's like, oh fuck, she's in a coma? Shit, man. I probably should help. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I don't really care about Leia that much.
Han stole it away from me, because, you know, time for her to die.
It's just so awkward.
Oh, yeah. Put your fucking shirt back on.
Yeah, and again, they're doing this right in between lines about how Han was murdered. See, why did you hate your father? And I'm just like, stop putting jokes right next to really serious shit.
This is like a very long delayed strained Facebook conversation.
Fucking, when they showed this, I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on with Luke? He looks like a fucking monster in this version. It's like,
yeah, he's like Bilbo Baggins when you take the ring off him. Yeah!
And yeah, I get it, like, it's Kylo's perspective, quote unquote. It's like,
Tell me a better film. I want a better plot. No, Kylo, I'm not convinced.
Kill it if you have to.
Da
da da da da da da. And then loads of people echoed that as like such a really good
famous last words.
A good piece of life advice, and it's like, it's not a good piece of life advice. Never fucking think of it that way. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Nike advert, you know. Sacrifice everything or whatever.
It's just like you have an ex and you're having trouble getting over it, so you have a knife and you're like, well, gotta kill the past, otherwise I'll never be able to get over it. It's like, no. But yeah, this place like only exists to copy the Dagobah sequence.
Yeah, one or two missteps in his choices, and that's it. Like,
and look, she goes that deep, and just in the middle of this thing, and it's just like, yep, just float right over there. And he's just like, you shouldn't. That's.
How do you know how to swim?
You should be scared out of your mind and suffering, like, because you can't swim, not just, oh, there we go, done.
You lived on a desert planet your entire life.
There was enough balls of water that she pooled them all into a thing and had to swim.
It's like, tell me, did you even have a place like to bathe properly?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting thought. Well, you know, Jakku life is a tough life.
Not to say that everyone learns how to swim in the bathtub, but you know, if she's like in a little pond or whatever. But no, she was on the desert island. Place where the only thing I've noticed Simon Pegg voices the shopkeeper.
He's actually in a suit for that.
At least they didn't CGI everything. I give him credit for that.
I think they did it because if you just look like himself, I think even Simon Pegg said they were concerned that people would associate him with Star Trek. Be like, oh, that's a Star Trek guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they needed to worry about that, but hey, whatever. But yeah, you know that these multiple rays.
Certain people cared, surely.
These multiple rays is just. I would imagine just like someone's going to interpret that. They're just gonna think it's a basic. Show me my parents, and it just reveals, you know, Dexter Jetster or Jar Jar. Would have been better. They were filthy junk traders who fucking killed themselves, right? Like, oh my god. Da 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 da. Man, then she like immediately cuts to her being depressed and talking to Kylo on the phone about how this has all been shit. I just find it so amusing. It's like, when the hell did this happen? When was this the relationship? What?
Kylo, it happened again.
And I guess Kylo's got nothing to do because all he could do is chase slowly because they still decided not to bring out the TIE fighters.
Yeah, he's like, any ideas about the fueling situation?
She's like, what are you doing right now? And he's like, yeah, chasing the whole fleet. It's fucking annoying. We just don't have the fuel, I guess.
Yeah, I wish you guys would just pull over already and get a McDonald's. I'm so sick of this shit.
I guess Luke sensed this was going on, by the way. I don't know how...
Oh, man, I don't give a shit.
Why he knew. Just the Force, whatever.
The sense of time urgency, like, scope, it's all just a bit skewed.
Torch Mahern.
It's like at any given moment the rebel fleet could fucking lose fuel and like the last of the rebels could be wiped out, whilst these two are just kind of have their fucking finger fucking moment.
This beyond bothers me because of how much I was invested in her hating him for killing Han Solo, and I just remember being like, fuck that, I guess.
Yeah, then she's just like, oh look, let's just see if we could touch each other. Like, why? Surely she like wait.
I don't know what this does or means anyway. Like, she like has a reaction. Like, it's like, did you sex? Is that what this is?
Yeah. Oh, are we a thing?
And then Luke is like, no sexing. How dare you?
You were touching him.
Luke, do you know how much that's gonna cost?
Oh, hey, Luke.
And yeah, the idea that it's like, did you try to murder him? And it's like, well, even if he did, don't you want to be curious about what the reason would be? Then she just fucking clocks him on the back of the head. It's like, what the hell? Rey, I'm shit, okay? Like, just leave me alone.
Rey, my purse is in the back. It's got $50. Just take it and leave.
I can't even spend it here. Yeah, this whole I saw him was during his training, and then I looked inside and I saw death or whatever. It's like, why wasn't this in the film, for fuck's sake? Why wouldn't you make a film about this?
Yeah, I love how he like equates to like Kylo having like a little dream where like he like rustles his like, well, he just jitters his hand a bit. He's like, oh my god, he's gonna kill people.
Like this storyline is the whole Wesley dealing with Angel's son thing, where episodes and episodes of him considering what he should do, considering what he knows. And why don't you just do that? Why don't you just have a film about that? Luke is like, shit, man. This kid, like, you could even show the clip from Force Awakens. That's what Luke sees in Kylo, like him killing Han.
Yeah.
And he's like, shit, like that's bad.
I just love that Luke doesn't even bother like to fucking like tell Han or Leia about this intervention. Like he just goes, nope, the child has to die.
Well, apparently he just left and went to fucking the other place too after that. Like, so
yeah, and Han and Leia just like, God, what was Luke doing? He was a bit too hard on him, wasn't he?
Well, this is the thing about like how Leia is so into getting Luke back, and you're like, aren't you pissed at him?
Yeah, like
he took your son, turned him into a horrible villain, and disappeared. It's like, wouldn't you be like, Luke, what the fuck? And not to mention Han, who doesn't seem to give any kind of shit whatsoever.
I think that's just Harrison Ford.
That could just be Harrison Ford. Yeah.
He's just like, the Jedi suck.
They really do. They're just not as bad as the Sith, unfortunately. But yeah, he's like, oh, I can't be arsed, Rey. You go do it.
he's like, Rey, I'm like 500 XP away from getting my like, you know, my endgame ability to do force projection. Just wait. I'll be back in a bit.
He starts like farming porgs. He's like, I just need a few more. See like horrible screams. Channeling his father. That whole backstory, man, we just fuck it. Even if it was a half an hour of this film of flashbacks, you could just say, well, JJ forced me to do this because we need backstory.
Yeah. The shocking thing is, man, it's an hour and 20. Like, oh no.
Oh no, fan service, no.
Is it? I guess it's fan service even though I don't like it.
Well, I guess you could call it like anti-fan service, where they think that they're gonna please people by having it, but it just pisses everyone off.
I call it pandering.
It's the kind of shit where you're like, well, it breaks a rule. It fucking makes no sense anyway. It's like, where the hell has Yoda even been?
Yeah, you think Yoda would be like trying to influence a lot more than just like telling Luke off after all this time.
We know that the Force Ghosts have investment in all this shit. So where the hell have they been? Where the hell has fucking Anakin been?
Yoda, it would be really good if you popped up around about the time I was considering killing my nephew. That would have been really helpful.
Yeah, for guidance.
What the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, like, Luke doesn't talk to him about failure being the best teacher or anything. He just immediately is like, can you do this to Snoke? Can you do this, but with Snoke?
Other me material. The sacred text.
Rey already had everything that was in there. And he's like, do you mean she took the books? Is that what you're saying? I love that, like, it's time for the Jedi Order to end. It's like, well, the Jedi Order hasn't really been changed in the past 10 years since you just sat on this island, so it's as close to ending now as it ever was.
I guess you better kill yourself, Luke. The sacred Jedi text!
Also, that bothers me too. He's like, have you read them? And he's like, well, you know, it's like, what the fuck else have you been doing, Luke? You must have read them, right? No? Okay, I guess not.
I'm so glad that Yoda like is an out-and-out Methodist at this point, so that he's like, nope, nothing in the books matters. It's all about what you do in your life, which, you know, I'd agree to a certain extent.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that Luke is hallucinating this. And Yoda's just like,
yeah. Maybe he has got to say that. He's taking it. He's like snorted on a few death sticks, and like this is like the afterlife for him.
Or like there was a deleted scene from episode 6 where like he takes Han and Leia to see Yoda, and there's just nothing there, and he's talking to him the whole time, and they're just like, yeah. This is the thing. It turns out that planet just has like, you know, a toxic atmosphere that gets you high.
Yeah, there's too much carbon monoxide. And they leave, and Han's like, I'm really concerned about your brother.
It's like, Obi-Wan said he was real, and then Han's like, Obi-Wan?
Who's that? He's like, he was in the first film with you. What?
It's like, you've been drinking too much of that blue milk, dude. What a beautiful moment. But yeah, he's like, the true burden of all masters for students to surpass them. It's like, oh, that's a neat line. It's like, what does that have to do with Luke, though? He was barely even training Rey for more than, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, and nobody comes close to Yoda still. Never.
And the interesting thing as well is that the training was rushed in Empire Strikes Back. It was rushed, and yet they had, what, like 4 big scenes of training? So you got the lifting, the X-Wing, the jumping around, the climbing, discussing the Force. It's like all the stuff that's just like, we take that for granted, apparently, in the old ones, because that's just something they don't want to do anymore.
Oh, yeah. Are we about to introduce the whole... Did you know people buy everyone from both sides of the argument buy guns from me?
Oh, that's just after this. Yeah, I've never understood this either. So he's like, my payment deposit needs to be your necklace for some reason. It's like, okay. And it obviously means something to her because she had 2 halves with her sister. And you're like, yeah, alright. And he just gives it back to her later after using it as a conduit or whatever to get into the room. And it's like, what? And how Finn gets like super fucking defensive about this. He's doing this job for free. Well, if you don't count the fact he's stealing from the ship, but they don't own it, so whatever. And he's like, give it back, you asshole. See, you're stealing from the bad guys, helping the good. It's like, oh, fucking Robin Hood over here. But yeah, the idea that... So Finn is entrenched in the idea that he's with the good guys, and he is battling against the bad guys. And then this guy challenges that idea, and as a result of that, Finn is further convinced that he's working for the good guys. It's like, were you reading your own script? Like, what the fuck?
It's a great character moment.
It's just such a fantastic argument for structure, because you're just like, why do people watch this and go that way? They're like, yeah, this makes sense, because he learned about how there's no reason to pick good or bad, and so he picks good. Because, in fairness, DJ, the, whatever you want to call him there, the merchant slash trickster person, he's pretty consistent. He just goes with the flow.
Yeah, he's morally grey and he likes it.
It's like, I'm captured by the First Order, okay, I'll escape by giving them information, bye. Wonder if he'll pop up in episode 9. Be nice to see him. See what he's up to.
Who cares?
Get a completed arc so Finn can beat him up and say what you did was mean.
More complete than Phasma's.
Man, I just want to get that halo. Such a neat halo. But yeah, this is a point in the film where I was really desperate, because I was like, this has got to be where she actually reveals her plan, because look, Poe is practically just the audience right now. And she feeds him a fucking philosophical line. It's like, what do you... I'm asking you a question. And yeah, so at this point, it's like, why not just tell him the plan, since he now knows you'll be using transport, which is basically the plan anyway. Angry Poe, good stuff, all makes sense. Characters in consistency mode. You get some satisfaction from this film. Called her a coward and a traitor. There we go.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, just for the whole film, just to see him do that. There we go, worth it. But yeah, you go, she's going to abandon the ship. We're on our way back to the fleet. I'm just waiting for him to say the thing that gets the codebreaker the knowledge, I guess. We're going to abandon the ship was enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, the film does deliberately show him reacting to that line, so I'm okay with it. You're not all bad, Ryan. Only 99.6783. If we're to be truly objective about it.
Oh, the episodes in Breaking Bad that he directed were good.
No, you don't even agree with that.
Except The Fly. Well,
That's literally one of the 2 that he directed.
yeah, but Ozymandias or whatever was the best one. Or one of the best episodes.
But you just said the episodes he directed were good. It's like, this is the only episode you don't like in Breaking Bad.
I didn't realize he only did 2. I thought he did like 3.
But still, one of them is the one you hate the most, isn't it? Don't you hate the Fly the most?
Yeah, but I understand why it sucks. It's not not because of Ryan Johnson's fault. It's just the general script of it.
Yeah, I don't think he wrote it, so.
Unless he wrote the script, I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't.
No, and even then, that episode was more of it was just filler because they just had to reduce the budget of it to make up for the overspenditure of the budget elsewhere in the season. So again, yeah, it's not his fault. This though, he has all the resources in the world. He has everything.
Well, this is the thing. As you just said, Ozymandias is one of the best episodes of TV. So
yeah, so you can do it.
You just need someone to take the fucking pen away from the script.
Yeah, you shouldn't have creative control of it in that regard, anyway.
Look, he's doing codebreakery things. It's such a feels MauLer man guy at the tech. He's just like, looks fine to me. And then Poe explains that we are desperate, we have no plan, here's my plan. And they're boarding behind us right now, which means, could he not just ask any of the pilots of these transports what the plan is? Because someone has to know outside of Holdo at this point, right? It's like, ask around, it's like, nope, mutiny time.
It's not even that, it's just, God, it's really settling in just how boring this is, all of this is.
Oh yes. But yeah, this is just the peak of stupid for this whole script.
It's just this endless meandering back and forth on the fucking ship, and it's like all it comes down to is we're gonna run out of fuel soon, so we're all gonna die, and how we choose to die. Please just move on with it. And then we even know that Finn and Finn and Shrek's fucking story is just completely pointless.
Yeah, it was about to be undone after all this time. That's the biggest criticism it has, and people are like, yeah, but it's still oh, this is so stupid. Nazi droid. Yep, that all seems fine. Wait a minute, there's a moving box. Yeah, and that spoils the entire thing. And so you see all the plan is set up in this entire way, and to be defeated by something so arbitrary, it's like, oh. And it reminds me of the Revenge of the Sith, where they get caught by the ray shields, and Obi-Wan just says, how did this happen? We're smarter than this. It's speaking for the audience, because it's like, yeah, how the fuck did that happen? But the thing is, it doesn't matter, because they eventually, defeat Grievous, destroy the entire ship, and get home safe with Palpatine.
Yeah.
They just wanted to get them in the control room, obviously, but...
Also, this elevator scene where, do you remember the end of Return of the Jedi? Luke has it with Darth Vader.
Yeah, this is...
And it's like a really good moment, and this is just Kylo might be... he might be on the good side by the end of the film, ? Oh, okay. That will change a lot.
Yeah, well, this conversation was, you're gonna be evil. Then he's like, no, you'll be evil. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, you'll be a better evil person than I'll be a good guy.
Yeah, and Snoke, sorry dude, but
oh god, yeah, he's gonna die literally 5 minutes or less, isn't he now? That's it. I forget.
Young Rey. But do you remember the line in Force Awakens everyone loved, where he was like, you need to return to me and bring Kylo, obviously, it is time to complete his training. It's like, ooh. And then this film is like, killer, complete your training. It's like, oh, what? Yeah, look, you got him, he does this, and he's like, skadoosh, does that, and you're like, oh, okay, and then he's like, there you go, have it back now, and you're like, what? And they have the music to be like, oh, he's a nice guy, and you're like, why though? This doesn't make any sense. It's like, Lucky doesn't cover it, bumping into this guy. Oh yeah, the other thing, by the way, if, let's say, they weren't caught by Nazi droid, and so they disable this breaker, which disables the lightspeed tracker, they tell Poe, Poe activates lightspeed, they get out of there, Finn gets into an escape pod and gets out, whatever, film's over, everyone wins, and Holdo looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Because she's doing this, by the way, in the meantime, so she would have... So bad, by the way, that they didn't even put them in a brig, even though they showed us they have a brig.
Again, they just need the chaos and calamity of everything just to keep, like, make you feel like, oh yeah, you know, things are moving forward and all that, but it's like, not really, it's just kind of like,
Yeah, there it is. And you're like, oh shit, looks like they've actually managed to pull it off. And this does actually feel like it's leading somewhere, kind of. You're like, we're so close, but then none of it matters.
Yeah, like this is the point, like, where the stories intertwine from one another, but instead they just keep drifting apart from one another. Like nothing's adding to one another at this point.
It's crazy to think there is actually reason to be invested in this moment, and then this happens. You're like, wow, disaster! Everything is destroyed. Because yeah, if he was in on it, he wouldn't have gotten on his fucking. Jeez. It's so on the nose. It's like, if you didn't know.
Oh, look, Phasma. Hour 35. God.
She's like, well.
I know she's the side villain. I know she's the B or C class villain. I get it. But you're really going to bring her in now, after an hour and a half, have her do a little talk about, oh, you know, you're such a traitorous bastard, and then, boom, she's dead.
And then this dude is like, wait,
oh,
what?
Yeah. She looks like she's recovered from...
She just shoots him. There's no reason to shoot him.
He's already surrendered.
Oh, this movie. And so we go from like a near climax to everything's calming back down now. And we're like, but, and I stand by if you...
Yeah, it's a false crescendo. Crescendo.
But there's nobody on the planet that you could pause the film at this point and ask them, so what is the plan? They'd be able to answer, because nobody has any fucking clue what's going on in the movie at this point. Because these guys aren't panicking, they're fine. And it's like, wait, but didn't we already establish there's no plan? It's like, no, there's a plan. Like, what?
Yeah, we're nearly at the brink of destruction, but never mind.
And Leia's back to full health and nobody's concerned about what the fuck she just did.
Yeah, because it's not like they're like relying on Rey to go in and sabotage Snoke and Kylo now. Nobody knows about her really doing anything of this, do they?
No.
They're not banking on her to like do anything like, you know, like how they're banking on Luke to go in and kill the Emperor and Darth Vader.
Let's hope this works. You're like, hope what works?
Yeah, but hope's another theme, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah, they leave her behind.
And this is her noble sacrifice.
And it's like, why no droids? Why no autopilot? Why everything? Yeah, and that's again a complete rip from the originals. They're taking the handcuffs off, even though it makes no sense here where it does in the other one, because the only purpose Rey has here is to be executed, while Luke, the Emperor, wanted to turn him by having him fight Vader.
Yeah, he wanted the son to kill the father at the moment.
But hey, if we just copy motifs, then we have the exact same content, right? And they still haven't explained where that lightsaber managed to fucking come from. If you remember, it dropped in Bespin and it's just ended up back here.
Again, just everything about Snoke. And I love the whole, your Snoke theory sucks and all that. It's like, yeah, but you didn't even have a theory, Ryan. You just didn't have anything for him.
That's the joke, isn't it? Every theory is trumped by his.
This is the subversion of the franchise. It's so good.
It was I who did it.
I am the all-powerful omniscient.
Yeah, and Kylo's like, I guess that does make sense. You were not wise enough to resist the bait.
Yeah, do you remember when Luke had to go, you know, leave Dagobah because it's, you know, but he also knew it was a trap that Vader wanted to get him, but he was like, oh, but they got my friends, I've got to go.
Yeah.
Remember how that, like, you know, that's like, you know, like the very heroic moment just to go and like try and rescue his friends despite the...
Yeah, but Rey likes Kylo now, okay?
Yeah.
She's got the hearts.
Despite the, like, almost unfavorable odds that he would die going to rescue his friends, he went and did it.
They put this this little clip here in the trailer, by the way, the like when Rey is screaming.
Oh, yeah.
I remember being like, how the hell is this gonna all happen? So she's training with Thingy and she manages to end up back there, and she's also on some weird ice planet. Yeah, look at imagine how daunting this would be if you were Poe. You're like, oh my god, I got stunned and then put onto the stupid transports. So it's all over.
Oh, hey Leia. Hey, yeah.
And look, the planet is visible from the naked eye, and yet fucking First Order seem to not see it.
It goes under their radar.
So dumb. Yeah, and these transports are visible from the naked eye too, but they're just, I don't know, they're invisible to scanners, I guess. The second they explain the plan to Poe, he's like, yep, on board. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, Poe might know a thing or two. Fuck.
Yeah, you know, because they just keep telling us he's reckless and he doesn't make good decisions, he's just a good fighter. And it's like, since when? He doesn't even make bad decisions in this film, the one that you get control over him with. It's like embarrassing. Oh yeah, a lot of people had a problem with her saying Godspeed.
Well, yes, it's in the, like the line "hell" used, or the word "hell" used in the first New Hope or whatever.
Oh, interestingly, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Somebody, I think Han says "hell" in the first one.
But yeah, I didn't pick up on it, and it's like the idea is I think C-3PO says "thank the Maker" in TFA and in some other content that's older. So implying that there is sort of like a god thing, but they just refer to it as the Maker, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like, you've betrayed us, and it's just like, what the fuck else is he gonna do? Look how he explains it. We got caught. I made a deal. Yeah, alright. Yeah, ran a decloaking scan, man. It's like, gee, maybe you should have done that, you know, the whole time. But, you know, electricity is limited, of course. You can see the resources are very finite, just from this room alone.
Yep.
Yeah, so those cannons can reach those ships that far away. But they're just ineffective when they're, like, only halfway closer. Because that's the weird thing about this. They say that the cannons are ineffective when they're this far away with the shields. You're just like, do they lose that much power after that distance? I suppose that's a sort of like, whatever, we'll let them have their rule. Oh yeah, and so they found out about this while this scene's been going on. And Snoke just knows, and it's like, did he get like a call?
Oh, here we go.
Bonk. Oh, it just never stops. And like, you know, it's still got Crait where everything is just fucked. But yeah, they have this thing set up to see the transports. You only found out about it like 5 seconds ago at most.
Yeah, it's a lovely little Palantir, basically.
For you, all is lost. And yeah, you know what this is, right? It's just, this is episode 6 again. Where he's like, your pitiful band will fucking get wrecked, Luke. Because I had it trapped the whole time, bitch.
They will fuck you up.
Oh, oh. Man, you know what? It probably would have been better if Kylo literally just killed her here.
Yeah.
Heir apparent to Darth Vader, it's like, you do remember what Darth Vader did as his fucking last act, right? just don't want to put it, I don't want to ruin it for you. I always find it funny, by the way, the idea if in episode 6, if Vader didn't die, like he was fine, let's say, he just throws Vader the thingy off, him and Luke go back, and like they come out of the ship, and Han is just like, whoa, Vader, and he's like, hey guys, hey, not a bad guy. Not a bad guy.
He takes his mask off, he's like, I'm good now.
He's painted him all white. They're like, we need to make sure people don't think you're intimidated. He's like, this is embarrassing. Put a little pink heart on it. But yeah, we get the whole speech about how Snoke is basically just the most impressive and powerful being in the history of the universe.
And they gets killed.
Oh, thank you. We didn't need to know where he was from. We didn't need to know anything about how he put all this shit in motion. Foolish child. The language he's choosing, man.
I remember being so confused when this happened. I figured I missed something. I was like, oh no, he just did it. Yeah. Ah. That was built up and paid off within 2 minutes. Yep.
So, rip Snoke, and welcome one of the most confusingly choreographed scenes in all of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
just
wait for them to fall apart now or fall over.
There's an infinite amount of funnies in this scene if you slow it all down. But the best one has to be the disappearing knife, which we'll get to.
Yeah, just like it clips through around and it just disappears afterwards.
Yeah, and is it worth mentioning that the only transport that has any main characters on it does just fine?
Yeah. Also, some of the First Order hats. Look at those hats on those guys on the left. Looks so pathetic.
Yeah, he's like the most relatable character in this film. He's just like, yeah, fuck, whatever. Just fucking would. The man who says that morality doesn't matter acts on it, and Finn is again like, damn it, the good guys are good. But yeah, it just bugs the crap out of me that she's nailing this shit against these guys. And it's like, why?
Well, these meant to be the Knights of Ren as well. I'm so confused.
Oh, I think, as far as we're aware, Knights of Ren is still going to be in episode 9.
What even are the Knights of Ren at this point?
I don't know.
What, Kylo's elite guard or whatever?
I'm assuming they were also students of Luke, so... This is the thing, these guys, if you had told us these were the Knights of Ren, I'd be like, oh wow, they were shit. But then if you're like, they're not the Knights of Ren, they're just the Emperor's guards sort of thing, and I'd be like, oh well, they're still pretty shit. But yeah, like, he has more trouble with this than Rey. It's insane.
Yeah, you think you know who these guys are, you'd be able to kill them quite quickly.
Dude, he's probably on first name basis with a lot of these guys. Like, Greg, stop. Yeah, just Kylo's gonna forget that he knows the Force soon. Yeah, there it is. Knife's gone.
Yeah.
That's the kind of fundamental error that I would never think would get past this sort of production. Like, you know, a lot of people reference in episode 6 that Luke kicks somebody, but it's like a good,
Yeah, the kick does not connect at all, yeah.
Yeah, and but that's the kind of thing where if you angled the camera better, nobody would be able to tell. But this one is, like, inexcusable.
Well, this is CGI fuck up in there, because in the originals, they would just be holding the weapons and doing everything at the same time, but this is, like, CGI'd.
Well, it could have been airbrushed out, as in, like, like he was holding something, and then they were just like, shit, he would have killed it, but yeah, we're gonna have to actually, like, use special effects to make it go away. Which makes me think that they should have just taken it away from him earlier.
Yeah, just have one blade.
Maybe that wouldn't work with choreography, and we'd be like, where the hell did his other blade go? But I think that's a better question than why the hell did his blade disappear in real time.
Yeah. But see, that's definitely one of the more nitpicky things, though, of all the problems with this film, you know?
Oh, it's just, the purpose of that one is when people say the choreography is flawless in this, like, it's really not.
Well, if people say that, they're lying. It's not in their opinion.
They're lying.
It's not in their opinion. It's wrong.
That's one of those undeniable flaws, you know?
Yeah. You can't say the disappearing knife enhances the flow.
And the response is like, it doesn't bother me. And it's like, it doesn't matter if it bothers you or not. It's true. It's a problem. It's an issue. They made a thing that has stakes disappear in order to get rid of its potency. It's like, that's just fucking cheating. But yeah, your parents, you know, you thought they were nobody. Well, turns out they're nobody. If you remember, Maz Kanata tells her that her parents don't matter in the first film. And, like, this is the second time she's realized this, apparently. And now, like, let's rule the galaxy together. It's like, Jesus Christ, this relationship has just been so rushed.
Yeah, it's like, so in The Force Awakens, what's the interaction? Isn't it her first? Well, her first thing is with him is being interrogated for the map of where Luke Skywalker is, isn't it?
She gets captured by him after being force knocked out,
yeah.
And then he tries to force mind poop her, and then she poops him back.
So they don't really have any like real like character moments. They just literally are, yeah, get tortured, get fucked, and then she witnesses him murder his dad or Han Solo, doesn't she? And then they have their fight outside in the woods in the snow, and like, you know. And then obviously the big debate who should have won that fight is like, you know, another huge conversation in of itself. And then she's had her forced telepathy with him this film, and now that's it now, isn't it? They've met, killed Snoke, and he's like, yep, let's form an alliance to conquer the galaxy. And she's like
partially on board. You're like, why?
It's like, how did it get to this point? Really? How did it? And I get it, you're not a TV show, you don't have the fucking, you know, you don't have the benefit of like having 30 odd episodes or like, you know, several seasons to develop this, but you could have done a better job than that.
By the way, dude, just if she ignited it or if she walked forward.
Yeah.
But who cares, whatever. The two things that are funny about the whole hyperspace thing is Holdo took ages to finally decide to do it. Like, she's been watching transports get destroyed, just like, maybe do the hyperspace thing. It's just like, well, she's only an admiral. How would she have come up with it?
I do find this funny as well. Like, it's like, what? So they do have a formal execution process in the Imperials, and they never did it once before.
They even have, the stormtroopers had like a particular pattern on their head as well. They're like executioner stormtroopers.
Yeah, and they don't even like bother like ever doing this before. It's just now like a new thing. Oh, here we go. How
Hux was like, oh, they're just hyperspacing away, ignore them, who cares?
Goodbye, logic.
But then they all freak out. Look at them, they're like, oh shit, that's what she is. Like, yeah. They know about this?
Goodbye, logic, canon, reason.
Goodbye, every space battle in the history of Star Wars.
Goodbye to everything.
But hey, it's stylish. It's stylish.
Yeah, it is. And like, it looks great. And it looked great in the cinema. Like, visually, not look great as in plot.
Look great as in plot.
Oh my god!
Skadoo boo boo boo.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Even cut out the music and the sound to, like, enhance it. It's nice. It's great. There we go. When the sound comes back, it's perfect. Except this, it's in this film.
They couldn't look more depressed. This is like, that was a victory right there, folks. She just saved your lives, but just like, nah. That's an incredible sight right there. You guys should be cheering. Oh god, the BB-8 thing is coming up.
Oh yeah.
This film never ends with its bullshit, man. I mean, genuinely, like a rewatch where you're just real-time commenting, it's just like you have so much to talk about for writing errors.
Oh, hello, we
were right next to you.
We lost track of you. We were right next to you, but now we have re-emerged from the smoke.
It's like all of the stormtroopers are gone for some reason. Also, BB-8 managed to sneak inside an AT-ST. You're like, what? He's controlling it to just murder and murder everybody, and then he's gonna walk forward and it rips the thing off just so that we know BB-8's inside it. We're like, oh my god, Jesus, how did he get up there? Why wasn't he captured? This is autism as fuck. Time for the showdown.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, this has been hugely developed. Each of the films has led to these two's face-off. This is what we all came to the cinema for. Again, visually, it's like, wow, this is impressive to look at, but I just don't give a shit. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, if you could just write out certain characters just so that other characters have more chance to like.
Can you see that in the background? BB-8 is still killing everybody on the ATST.
Yeah.
It's such a joke.
But yeah, I cut out Phasma as one of the characters first, just to try and get other characters much needed screen time to do something with them.
Yeah, by the way, Phasma, her rifle disappeared, and then she only had a spear that came out of nowhere, and then she generated a pistol out of nowhere, and then both of them are useless against... It's just like, her weaponry just changes depending on whatever the hell they wanted to do. And then she happens to be on a piece of ground that fucking dissolves. It's like, what is happening with this film?
Go on, what's the theme behind the one eye being exposed?
Underneath, she was a human after all.
Rebel scrub.
Like, why is the... Oh, gee, oh, well, yep, there she goes.
See you in the sequel.
I kind of hope she comes back for episode 9. She's like, Finn.
Of course. But she comes back with electric, like, you know, robot legs or something like, you know, like Darth Maul style. Do it. Do it. And then, like... I love how she had, like... Well, she basically had... Well, of course she had less screen time than Snoke did, but Snoke had, like, what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah, she... I was just thinking about it, like, she has...
I remember this part, I was thinking, right, so what, how... Oh, that's just your face at the end of the film.
There goes his booty.
But it's just like, alright, where do we go from here? Luke, what is Luke gonna do? Oh, he's gonna have a one-on-one with Kylo? Is that it? At this point I'm thinking, oh, well, we still haven't got to the snow planet. Oh, wait, it's salt, but
Yeah, now that Snoke is dead, you're like, oh shit, the two battling suns, if you will. This conflict, Ryan's like, no, Kylo wins. Hux is comic relief, remember? You're like, oh right, sorry. See the who do you think you're talking to, which I just find amusing at this point in terms of like, why would you write him that way if you've already written him to be a complete loser? So like Hux is a pointless character now.
yeah, he's just been...
Why was he ever in either film? What purpose does he fucking have?
Just recognizable named character for the baddies, that's basically it.
Which is, yeah, the same as Phasma, which went nowhere, so... I love this, by the way. They're coming, shut the door. They've all been inside for ages.
And all the foxes come in, why?
I don't know, but they left it this late with shutting the door. This is how close they get. It's just like, Jesus, and one of them gets in, and it's just like, why the fuck were you closing them ages ago, guys? And it just happens to be that it's the ship that fucking Finn and Rose are on. It's like, oh my god, this movie.
Oh. Leia comes in, she's like, yeah, pew pew.
Yeah, she just wanted to give us something to do, why not?
You just have C-3PO throwing like some plasma detonators or whatever.
Dude, I would fucking pay to see a movie where C-3PO, like, they're boarding a ship and he's just going around, like, stabbing people through the throats, like...
There will be blood.
Be quiet now. Just like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love it, they got a little play battleship with each other.
Yeah, do you remember, this is the part where they're like, let's contact our allies. It's like, what? It's now or never. It's like, why did you ask them before? Why did you ask them in the last film? Jeez. Yeah, and how you just got Rose comes in and starts reporting as if she's been a part of this like little inner team, you know?
Yeah. Like as if she's like like everyone knows each other. It's like, yeah, we've suffered to fucking know who she is, but like nobody else cares.
But you like the foxes, right?
What is with the fucking foxes? Oh, just fuck off. Why C-3PO and R2 in this as well? They just like, this is such...
It's all a waste, dude. This whole film's a waste. So yeah, this is set piece 1 where they want to have the payoff with Finn and Rose. So they have to set it all up. So the first thing they do is say there's no other options. They get C-3PO to say like, yeah, there's nowhere other out of this cave. This is the only thing we can do. It's like, okay. And then Finn says like, they'll believe in us. We just need to get rid of this cannon so we survive longer. Like, all right, set piece is fully loaded, if you will. And
yeah,
they tell us that just one of these ships has got to get to the cannon to destroy it, and then you get the Millennium Falcon knocking out all the TIE fighters. Everything's all there, it's done. And the second that set piece, if you will, is done, they then give us all back the actual information we should have had already, but would have ruined the set piece, which is, oh yeah, there is actually another way out of here. Oh yeah, the cannon going off isn't actually that bad. It just opens the door.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you can't have both. You can't. You just...
No.
This is awful writing.
I just love that these ships just like, for some reason, have like anchors on them. It's purely just for the visual.
Oh yeah, we know that, but yeah, Finn can't pilot. That was a big part of, if you remember, his escape in TFA was...
Yeah, like he goes on the gun, doesn't he?
He has to get Rey to pilot, Chewie to pilot, or Poe to pilot. That's a part of his character. Just like, well, he can pilot now, we need him to. It's like, oh my god. Characters having attributes and skills and weaknesses, that's like a really good thing.
Well, I was gonna say, like, in a different version of this, they'd have Finn, who was like, at the start of the film, he's still in training to be a pilot. Like, he wants to be a pilot, you know, he wants to fight that way. And, you know, at this point where, like, every man in a cockpit, they're like, oh no, you're not fit enough to drive, you know, you can't do Yam Past or whatever. And then he does the noble sacrifice, but instead we get to see what happens very soon.
We get this mess.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's unendingly wrong things with Crait in every kind of structural way, and you get the obvious question of why the hell did they park so fucking far away, the First Order. Also,
I love that how Hux makes the big cry about that they're like, you know, like their Grandmaster leader's dead, and then the two highest authority people in the same fucking they're in the same walker in a combat situation. That's great.
This is the other thing that people usually asked about. We never got to see it, right? So the Emperor and Vader are dead. What do the Empire do without their leaders? Do they continue, or do they just go, you know what? We didn't even believe in this shit. We never find out because episode 6 is where it ends. And so you're like, Snoke's been killed now. So is everyone just gonna follow Kylo until someone kills him? Like, what is the hierarchy? How does this work? And you're just like, well, this is all tied into how we know nothing about Snoke. Not to mention, by the way, triple kill.
Yeah.
And who pulled off a triple kill on the Millennium Falcon? That's a pretty impressive thing. That must be someone who's got a lot of skills, a lot of powers, you know. Who could that be?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're doing really well. Oh, was it Chewie? It's like, no, Chewie's piloting. It must have been whoever's doing it. Oh, it's Rey. Oh. And she's really happy too.
And she's like seemingly done nothing all film out as well. Oh.
It's just awful. She's the worst. And then Kylo is just going back, he's reverted back to the character he was when we first met him, the raging little baby, and just like, oh, this is so excellently done.
Yeah, so what, he had his team up with Rey, and now that Rey left him, he also dead, what?
I guess, yeah. He also hates the Millennium Falcon so much that he's willing to sacrifice all of his TIE fighters.
Rey didn't like trick him, Rey just went, oh, let's be friends, and he went, no, I'll make it, okay, baby. Oh, fuck off with the pog.
Red Letter Media pointed out, it's funny that he's like, okay, forget the First Order and forget the Resistance. And Rey's like, okay. And he's like, but, you know, we are currently murdering the Resistance. And she's like, yeah, maybe you could ask me when you're not currently murdering my friends. Like, maybe I'd be more inclined to agree with you if you were actually right now destroying them all.
Yeah, the power dynamics of who will, like, convince the other to join who is just, it's so fucking fleeky. It's like,
But yeah, you know, they go through here, all the TIE fighters are destroyed, and so the cannon is free, and it's just like, once again, why is it that they have so few TIE fighters, and why is it the AT-ATs, which, by the way, they knock out all the ships here, like, really well. You get this moment of like, oh god, everyone's dying, and then for some reason, Finn is just immune. Because, you know, the TIE fighters aren't killing him now, it's the AT-ATs. It's Death Star tech, I forgot them saying that.
Yeah.
See, they're throwing a joke in again. Kylo's like, lol, Hux is repeating my orders. Just like, sandwiched right next to everyone getting murdered. I just don't get the structure of this film. It's so weird. And look at that, all the AT-ATs are doing this. It wasn't the TIE fighters. This is an exact reflection of the first fucking fight in terms of how poorly written it is.
I'm just convinced that this would have been a better plot of the Pirates of the Caribbean film.
And like, you got Poe's arc. He's like, no, this time we're not going to sacrifice as much as possible in order to survive. This time we'll just die.
Yeah, we'll be cautious and timid and let everyone get killed, because that's the...
So everyone split off, right? You can even see them in the background. They've all split off, and Finn's going dead forward, and yet Rose manages to get in front of him. It just makes no sense logistically. It's so bad.
Oh god, that close-up of her face now.
Oh yeah, you gotta wait for that. The first one we get... See, you can even see there's no way she's doing it with that wide shot. He's the only one who's going forward. But we're led to believe that this will stop the canon, which, by the way, I'm on board with that. I still think that this is where Finn should have died.
Yeah. Totally fine with it. Because it's just, where has this character gone for this whole episode?
It's a nicely done little moment. But it's so goddamn embarrassing, because you're just like, wait, what? What?
Maybe the bee makes him slow down. I don't know.
Come on, Rose, bring it on. There you are, baby. Yes, do it. Yeah.
My face. That's it. Take out 2 of the ships. Kill 2 pilots. All for the...
There's so much wrong with her plan there. It's like, she could have killed them both by doing that. She kills everybody by doing it. And even if they survive, the AT-ATs kill them. What the fuck are you doing, Rose? And we get the reason. The most hilarious line in the entire Star Wars saga. Nothing will ever beat this.
Yeah, I forgot to be quiet for this bit. Because you might hear me kill myself.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
and then she kisses him.
Scream.
And it's like, wow, I'm having trouble dealing with everything else, and then you do that. It's like, oh.
I still love the fact that they're right in the middle of the exposed battlefield and not one of the AT-ATs or whatever just goes, oh hey, free kill. Do 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 do.
Yeah, my fan theory is they're just laughing their asses off watching it.
Kylo and that just like,
they're like, no, Frank, shoot them. And he's like, I can't even aim right now. Like, this is too funny.
Yeah, he's just got tears in his eyes. He's just like, I don't think he deserves to die. This is too much.
I just love the idea that they watch Finn drag Shrek across the entire fucking thing. They're just like so slowly, just like, like, what the fuck?
he's like, hey Jerry, get a kill on them once they get to the door, okay?
Oh, Galaxy has lost all its hope. Come on, Luke, bring it home, buddy. Bring it home. But this is the other scene I like, and it's probably just the fact that these two actually got to speak to each other. That's enough.
I hate being that, this is what the fans wanted, but I think this is probably what the fans wanted in the sequels.
Like the idea that they're like, hey guys, you'll like The Last Jedi. There's actually a scene where Leia and Luke talk to each other. You wouldn't have thought that would be a big pull to go see this. You'd be like, well, yeah.
Yeah. We've already denied Luke and Han. No banter there. Chewie is just even less he's just comic relief for like 5 seconds. He doesn't even get
and he's not even comic relief in relation to people we know, like, walking carpet and laughing at Han sort of things. Like,
well, this is it. The side characters like him, C-3PO and R2 are just all just fucking regurgitated. Well, not regurgitated, that's the wrong word. They're all just backbenched into being, look, hey guys, look, this is still Star Wars. You recognize these guys, right?
they're almost like the toys, and they're being put on screen like, hey.
Yeah. And I get they might have more subdued roles. Like, you may not even have to include them, but I'm just, at this point, I'm just like, just do something with anyone's character. They say you have a big ensemble of people. The dice, of course. I mean, it's.
Why did you just give me Han's ex-girlfriend's dice?
It'd be really awesome and more touching if you just had a moment for Han, you know, like a real moment. But you know, never mind.
Yeah, this is supposed to be C-3PO is shocked because he knows that Luke isn't actually there, and then Luke winks at him. I think that's neat.
Yeah.
But again, it's very hard. It's like drawing blood out of a stone with the good things in this film.
Yeah, bear in mind, like the biggest bad guy's been killed already, and nobody's obviously aware of it, and yet it has no impact to the story. Because imagine if Snoke did survive just now. Where would it be concluding here? Like Rey got away and Kylo got like what, a slap around the wrists again. So like Snoke being dead like literally impacts nothing right now.
Episode 9 is practically its own film, like with whatever happens, because everything's been cut off in these two films.
Do you think that the best chance of being decent is that they have like a leap in the timeline?
Yeah, my guess is 5 years, but I know that's a bit much, but I really don't see how they can generate enough in less. But yeah, my guess is 5. I think that 1 or 2 isn't enough. And if you remember, the jump in the prequels was like 10 years between each one, so
yeah,
you know, they got the freedom. I think the OT jumps are 3 years.
I love how they're baiting. Obviously, this is like the epic moment that everyone's been desperate for.
Yeah, and you know, you'll find people who love this film saying, oh, everyone wanted him to hold them all in the air and fire them all back and blow up all the AT-ATs. And again, you know how I was just talking about how, like, there's just no middle ground ever with these people? I was like, what if he holds them all in midair and then they all just dissolve, like he fades them all out?
Yeah.
All the shots, and he doesn't shoot them all back.
Where's Rose and Finn at the moment? Are they
dragging across? Dragging across, yeah. Yeah, and Hux is like, maybe you shouldn't do that, which I don't understand. It's like, mate, just go and let him.
God, we've got 20 minutes left of the film. I can't believe this.
Med pack!
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Where did you... How? and again, you remember that I said, like, oh, they should have just gone for a free kill when they saw them, like, when they first got shot down? There was, like, what, 10 of those walkers? And they all when they concentrated fire, Luke would have got obliterated, obviously, because he's a projection, it doesn't matter. But why couldn't they just spend like a second doing that to Finn and Rose?
Yeah, it's a free double kill right there. We should help him. It's like, can you imagine? They all just walk out like, let's do it, Luke.
We are all Luke Skywalker.
Another stupid part of the film. So Poe realizes, quote unquote, that Luke wants them all to run away while he distracts Kylo.
Yeah.
And he says, Luke must have come in here somehow, so we're gonna...
Dude, you can literally see his shadow. You can see Luke's shadow when he goes back to him. Not in this shot, but the shot before you could see his shadow.
Well, light and oxygen work on him, but apparently things that are more thick than that don't. So he says Luke wants us to leave through the way he came in, and he's distracting Kylo. And it's like, if that were true, Luke, what are you doing, mate? Why didn't you tell them that on the way out instead of just letting them assume that? And if that wasn't your plan, what was your plan?
He wants a moment like Achilles and...
Well, it just seems like he just wanted to die. And he was like, this will be a fun way to die.
Well, judging from his attitude from the film, he probably did. He probably just did want to die. I don't blame him.
And yeah, see what I mean about the undoing their previous set piece with a new set piece? So C-3PO was like, yeah, actually, there can be an exit out here. And it's like, what? I thought you said they couldn't be. Like, okay. Talk about just drastically changing your stakes whenever you need them to change.
Also, is this the Rebel Force now? Is that them?
I think that is, yeah.
A few unnamed characters and an OAP and...
And yeah, again, something that's worth highlighting. So if Rey didn't collect them, because they don't know that they're going to be going to meet Rey, that's just fucking good for them, basically. But if they didn't, what is their plan? To walk out the back? Then what? You don't have any ships.
Oh, look! Look! And there you go. Leia hands on passes on the authority. Oh, it's such a compelling arc.
Beautiful, so beautiful.
Poe has now learned that being reckless does work as long as you get away with it.
Also, lucky that Rey went to the right area too. It's like this giant cave, and she decides, I won't go through the front door. I'll go to the exact place.
It's so lucky that all those silver foxes ran into the base just to find the exit for them.
Yeah, and the fact that there's even a hole to begin with.
Oh man, if by episode 9 one of those porks becomes like a
main character.
I hope it's like a HUD ornament in the car and like Chewie just flicks it with his fingers. There we go. That'll make up for this movie.
But yeah, by the way, look at the size of these boulders. So he sees this happen and he's like, no, because they can't possibly get through it. Start moving them, man. Just, even the smaller ones, just pull them away, do anything. You desperately try to stay alive.
If you can see light, you telling me you don't have a few plasma charges that you can just blow up?
Yeah, that too, yeah. But you've got some able-bodied men back there.
You don't need Mari Sue.
Not to mention, by the way, they have Leia. Maybe she could use the Force?
Nah, Leia's all spent after, floating in space.
And Leia's batteries are discharged.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the Matrix. Oh, wait, the other one's the Matrix I guess the next slash, I don't know.
Yeah, it's when he leans all the way back in there. Oh, look, Luke didn't make any salt. Oh.
He didn't make salt.
Look, no salt. But there's still light projection.
It's all windy. Look at that move, man. What was that about? This reminds me of a Palpatine spin, you know? Oh man, I could use a Palpatine in this scene.
I wonder how many people have used that clip, to, insult the other person's argument.
Everything you just said was wrong. The war is just beginning. What a positive sentiment.
With what? You don't need the Empire or the First Order to kill these people anymore. Just get the,
Why would she be a Jedi, though?
I don't...
What? I guess the books would be how she becomes a Jedi? Christ, I can't believe she does that so easily. Look at her face. She's like, huh.
But this is it, the war's just begun or whatever. It's just like, what?
Imagine, dude, that she sees them through there, and she starts trying to use the Force, and she just can't, get it up. Let's just say that. and Finn starts being like, Rey, please, and then she starts trying so hard that a bit of blood comes out of her nose. Sort of thing.
Because she wants to try and save her friends.
Yeah, make it about the fact that she wants to save it, not just, oh, there's some rocks, I'll move them. Oh, I moved them. Oh, look, my friends. It's like, oh my god, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. But yeah, I still love that the Rebel is gonna take on the Empire with a handful of men and women, and that's it.
That's the thing, man. Time skip, we'll have a whole planet of resistance.
Yeah, they'll replenish the numbers into the tens of thousands with multiple hundreds of squads and ships and shit.
And then they'll have a scene where they go, the scouts have returned. Apparently the First Order have built the Death Star.
It was so lucky that Bill, one of the last 20 survivors, had a winning lottery ticket.
Luke's using hacks.
Oh my god. Luke's...
Luke's like, yeah, so, about that.
You know that moment in Total Recall where Arnie is got the clone or the image projector? That was better.
That was better. Well, see, at this point, many people across the planet were confused. They were like, wait, what? What? Oh, he's... Okay, what?
I still prefer... You think this is the real Quaid? It is.
Yeah, dude, that bit's fucking awesome.
That's way better than this. This is just oh, see you. Yeah, it's like I'm out. That's it. They've I was paid for exclusively 45 minutes of the film, and my time is over, gentlemen. I'm leaving.
And then you're like, sweet, okay, so he's not dead, thank Christ. And then it's like, oh, well, I mean, give us a sec. But yeah, don't compare Total Recall to this. That's unfair. Total Recall's a film.
I know, Total Recall's way better.
This is one of those weird projects that was made by somebody as an experiment to see how much the human race would just ignore horrible writing. But look, there's a twin sons, that means there's emotional. Well, it's only one for now. Give it a sec.
Yeah. It's just like the whole Rian Johnson at the end of it, just the whole, they fell for it.
But yeah, I guess that shot there was to make us go, oh, they do realize then. Leia and Rey both realized Luke is dead, I guess.
God, like the wonder of Star Wars is carried so hard in the music. I love it, but
it's practically cheating when you have a bad movie with it, though. It's like, hey, you put that down.
Which is like the emotional catharsis I got like from watching the end of Return of the Jedi when Vader is on the pyre being burnt away.
Yeah.
And obviously the same music's playing, and like, you know, as it swells up in emotion, it's proper, like, you know, like you proper feel it when you watch it. And I get it, it's subjective shit, whatever here. But
subjectivity is implied.
I know. Yeah, I just watched this and I'm just like, oh my god. And another neat little shot for the trailer, because it doesn't contribute to anything. And again, yeah, the two highest authority members of the First Order go in on, like, you know, the surveillance squad like that. They're so stupid.
Yeah, they were like the front line there. That's a bit weird.
Dude, all the rebels had to do was leave a fucking bomb or two and go bye bye. Beep beep beep.
And they haven't, by the way, haven't left yet. And the tracker is still operational, so how is it that they're going to escape?
Oh, they're just taking this sweet ass time. Fuck knows.
They just have to ignore it. And that's not to mention, by the way, that in TFA, Han Solo talks about how the reason he found the Falcon was because he was scanning for its frequency, and that the First Order will be doing that too. That's what he says to Rey, and that's why they have to find another ship. And I just find it amusing. They have the tracker and the scanner, and they what? Going to escape on the Falcon? I don't think so.
Oh, what was that about? Remind me again?
For some reason, Luke managed to do the projection thing. He gave the dice to Leia. Leia left them on the floor. And then Kylo found them. They disappeared just as he picked them up. Simpletism. Even though Luke's already dead, so I don't know how they've managed to last that long. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Also, this moment where Rey meets Poe. And it's like, hey.
Oh yeah, this is the first time we've seen each other the whole film.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't have a trilogy of characters, or trio, if you will.
You've had like no time to really go anywhere with each other.
Not many characters have had time to relate to each other.
Yeah, because they've been absent from the whole film, or that they've been separated from the whole film, and there's no real like interesting moments. Oh, there we go. Luke's dead.
Luke is gone indeed. But it wasn't sadness or pain, guys. It was good. It was peace. It was there was a good ending, okay? And the audience is like,
And yeah, it does suck that Carrie Fisher's like obviously passed away and like is not going to be able to like do a proper full role in episode 9. I still can't believe that of the last 3 that they intended to keep alive, they wanted Leia, not Luke.
Yeah, as Red Letter Media said, they fucking gambled badly on that one. Like, that's just tragic. We've lost all 3 of the OT characters.
Yeah, I'm not going to rip into them for that particular thing, but it more just that they really wanted to go with Leia being the last survivor of the original trilogy, not counting Chewie or the droids, you know?
Yeah.
Because Chewie's just, you know, well, you know, he is a character, but he's a very 2D character, but, you know, that was fine. Or still is fine. Oh, yeah, just this fucking...
Broom boy.
Broom boy bullshit. Oh, yeah, because he has the Force. Do you see that, then?
And look at this. He's just brushing barely and just to nothing. Like, there's just shit everywhere. It's like, what was that about? Were you... Oh, okay. And he looks up at the stars, and they make it seem like kind of like a lightsaber.
So what? Like, is this character going to be like, you know, significant to the next one? Is he going to be like, you know, the inspired? Oh, fuck me.
Based on characters by George Lucas, it's like, are you sure you can say that?
Produced by Kathleen the Satan.
Produced by Satan. Oh, yeah, that's that. It's what a movie, man. Like, it's just a great. As I think CinemaSins was the one who said the or. You know, I can't credit this to the person who said it because I really can't remember which one of the peoples, but
go on, see if I remember it.
The way to destroy Star Wars without totally appearing like you did it on purpose. It's like, I didn't, you know, that's not what I was trying to do. And someone's like, it looks like you. I'm just like, no.
I mean, shit. At the end of the day, what was their goal? And obviously it was to make as much money as possible. And yeah, that's not like me, like, you know, going, aha, so they're corrupt from the start. That they could still made a really good series, like, and still wanted to like capitalize on like as much money as possible. Like they totally could have done that. But this, oh yeah, Andy Serkis. Yeah, do you remember him? He was Snoke. Do you remember who that was?
Lupita Nyong'o was fucking Maz Kanata, and it's like, all right, yeah, I remember her, I think. Gwendolyn Christie is Captain Phasma.
What a brilliant conclusion to her character.
All of these just non-characters.
Laura Dern, oh yeah, what a brilliant introduction and conclusion to her character. Yeah.
Not even trying to be funny, Laura Dern was just a tool. Her character was just a tool to make the plot happen. Just none of them are fucking characters.
Ah, yeah, the love and memory. I assume you're still rolling with the credits, just to talk over it, is it? Or over them?
Yeah, all good audio commentaries last till the end of the credits. That's
Of course.
I'm actually not even sure about that. I'm pretty sure a lot of them end before. But you got to talk about all these people who were involved and all the effort they would have put in for a movie that goddamn sucks. I always like want to know if some of the people who work on this at the time were just like, God, this is bad, you know?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I mean, obviously outside of Mark Hamill, because that was confirmed.
Well. Now, funny you say that, because somehow, despite the evidence that you and other people have shown me and shown it everyone else on the internet, despite all that, the jury is still out whether or not Mark Hamill was a bit displeased with like how his character was used and shall I say discarded throughout the film. It's still up for debate.
He says in a couple of interviews like, a Jedi never gives up, and it's like, I'm not actually against the idea of a Jedi giving up. It's the context. Like if you just had a different Jedi character who fucking, I don't know, but maybe that makes them not a Jedi the second they give up.
I can dig the whole, like, you know, just disregarding the EU, because obviously, like, you know, Disney have as well, but disregarding that, I'm cool with the idea that, you know, the happy, you know, they lived happily ever after story didn't work out for Luke, and in fact, there was greater turmoil ahead of him in his later life. Like, you know, he didn't get to retire peacefully, or like, you know, or live out his life in tranquility or anything like that, you know? I'm totally down with that. What did you do with it? Oh, you had him miserable on the fucking island for the first... Well, he's not even in the first film. Because obviously the first film, or... well, I say the first film. The Force Awakens is just baiting or just, like, you know, hyping up the return of Luke. Because he's already got Leia and Han back, and obviously Han got killed, so it doesn't matter. So it's all about the hype of the return of Luke. And then he comes in, and he's fed up. He's bored. He doesn't want to be there. Like, I can't tell either, like, you know, if I was method acting or what, because he might have been really, like, he might have been so pissed off he didn't want to be any of it. And it's like, yeah, oh, God, oh, would it really fun, like, interacting with all the other characters? And like, Mark Hamill was like, well, I just interacted with, you know, Daisy mostly.
He got 5 minutes with Kylo, that's what matters.
Yeah, you got 5, yeah. Everything you said was just so wrong. That was it. You got nothing. It's like the return.
Well, yeah, some people argue it's like we got to see Kylo's dynamic with Luke, and it's like, you didn't.
No, it's like, look, depending on they, well, I'm not like the one of those fans who's like demanding that, like, you know, Luke should have been like, you know, fucking force lifting everything up and then smashing it together, like the character from the video game, I forget his name now. Star Destroyer or whatever.
Starkiller.
No, that's the fucking shit. Fuck, ignore that. Name. I am a fan, honestly. I totally dig that we didn't have to go down that path, and for just for non-overdoing it, sake, let's just not have Luke do that. But you know what would have been really good? Him interacting with the characters in the new world of Star Wars. Instead, he's just bitterly out of place the whole time, and then he decides that he's going to go on some suicide martyr run where he doesn't do anything except buy them a bit of time so that fucking Rey can come by and lift up a few rocks, and then. And now what? What? They're on the run again? So the next film is just going to be on the run again? Is that really where we're going with it? Is it? Because fuck me.
It's just crazy to think that... I don't know if they probably haven't wrapped filming yet, but, there's a story out there that's full.
Yeah, so reference, this is recorded at the start of December. So we got, a whole year before the next one comes out now, you're right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a whole year, and again, I don't even think that people aren't gonna have such enthusiastic theories anymore, because I think most people are gonna be soured by the fact that how this shit heap came out. Oh my god, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do?
Everyone's dead, or the characters haven't had any experience. It's all right if we just roughly went through them all. What's gonna happen to Rey? Rey's gonna be the bastion of the Force and what? Kill Kylo or convert him, because who's on the bad side who's carrying the torch for the baddies? It's literally Kylo and Hux, isn't it?
Yeah, and the next film's probably gonna toy with Kylo being a good guy again.
Yeah, and Kylo's ambiguous. He's so ambiguous about whether or not he is a good or bad guy, and Hux is just comic relief at this point. So it's the First Order is led by an idiot, and that's it.
An idiot and a baby.
Yeah, and you haven't got Captain Phasma because you just dropped it into the fucking oblivion.
Well, they can always bring it back.
So what really have you got to go with?
There's rumors that the Emperor's coming back. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, fuck off!
Ian McDiarmid is apparently gonna be in it. Again, these are all these are all things I can't confirm because I have no idea where they're coming from. But
oh man, and it's obviously neither of us were people who had these fan theories or Snoke theories or anything else. We had speculation, but neither of us were convinced or scoured the evidence to go, oh look, this is what's gonna happen. We can tell by this foreshadowing. We just took it on when it comes out, we'll see it. Or well, we didn't actually. I didn't actually go out and see it first time, but we'll check it out and see what happens. And we get left with this fucking shit. Oh.
And that's pretty much it. The film that gave me a career, undeniably, and the idea of if I ever met Rian Johnson, I would just foremostly thank him for that, because why make him feel awful about the awful film he made instead of talking about the good that came from it?
Oh yeah, well, this is it. I don't know if we mentioned this at all throughout this, but you started with what? Well, I say started. You had less than 2K subs at this point, didn't you? Before you released the Last Jedi Rage video. Yeah,
it was just over, and now I'll be at this point probably 105K, something like that, which, yeah, that's 1 year of...
And then other things to compare against. I remember you had around this time $25 on Patreon, and I remember distinctively because you had 13 at one point, and I gave you $12 to just buck out to a nice round number, well, not round, but a nice rough number of $25 a month, because I wanted to give you some credibility.
The Last Jedi it made people start looking at the channel, and they like what they saw even outside of The Last Jedi, which,
yeah,
it doesn't mean I'll stop Star Wars anytime soon, but there's just so much other stuff I want to cover.
Or some nasty people's opinions on Twitter, it gave you purpose.
Well, I mean, it's just interesting coming from Major Lee, considering his video was...
I remember now, yeah, you were withdrawn from a heroin addiction, you're man, I just need something in my life, something, and then The Last Jedi came out, I was oh.
It's undeniably neat, because as much as, yeah, there's a lot of people who now hate me that never even knew me before, so that's a bad thing, but I have a lot of friends where I didn't before, so we'll take the good.
Oh yeah, well yeah, shit. Obviously fan favorites would be Wolf and Rags, as well as friends you met because of the domino effect that this film created for you, the opportunity-wise, wasn't it?
Yeah, part 3 I said Wolf made a terrible video on Ragnarok, and then he put a comment saying, what the fuck? And I was like...
Fucking 1v1 me, mate.
Well, that was the neat thing. It's like, hey, would you like to talk? Content creator I have now criticized? And he was like, yes. And then we became friends, which is like the stepping stone that so many people will never take.
Yeah, I think that is like, bridges is not something that gets formed easily, like especially like with the YouTube.
I think they get to a certain
community
point
at large now
where they're like, I no longer need to make friends. I can now pick and choose. I can curate my friends, and I'm not going to put up with anybody I don't already basically see as valuable to me. That was Patrick Williams practically admitted that. He was like, I've already pretty much decided the people I'm going to listen to.
Oh yeah, but you're not an academic anyway. Like you're never going to be friends with him. Like
I've got to be told by Roger Ebert himself. It's been a wonderful year. Lots of happy, lots of tisms. You can expect more from. You've got part 1 right now. Part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are on their way, still being worked on for TFA. And then after that, there's already plans. I'll do probably a Q&A after that for the 100k, even though it's late as fuck. But either way, thank you all for watching, and I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out, and let us know what you think of the audio commentary idea. If you want more, let us know. If you think maybe I should put it on a different channel, let me know. And if you think, fuck it, the idea itself is just stupid, then just let us know, because genuinely the feedback's high.
Or if you'd like other guests as well, because I'm not perfect. Just if people do give feedback, just say whether or not you prefer more talking about anecdotal shit about MauLer, or about if you prefer him to actually just talk about the film at large. Even if it's a film he's covered to death like Star Wars, would you prefer to be talking about the actual film and like us pointing out things that were like, oh, that was a silly bit, and talking about the film, or more about you, I guess? And also film suggestions, I guess, as well, if they want, Well, I was gonna say, dude, you don't have balance. That's why all your videos like last 5 hours. But yeah, that should be a healthy, probably like 2 hours and whatever minutes. So thank you all for watching, and well, see you next time. Goodbye. Bye, guys.